All right, ladies and germs. It's a lot to talk about, man. It's a lot of weird stuff going on in the world of boxing. As usual, some butthurt individuals don't see the forest for the trees. That's really their problem. Jojo Diaz got himself in trouble, sending underage girls pictures of his wee wee, and it sounds like it's a slam dunk. It sounds like they got him because it don't take but the pictures being in these individuals' phones to it don't take more than that to prove they're like, hey, yo, you sending people pictures of your wee wee. And apparently these were underage girls. He was sending pictures of his wee wee, so they need to throw the book at him. Yeah, I mean, for those that haven't seen the court document, it's right there. All right, what's goody JD? What's goody Eson? What's goody George? What's goody Daniel? Hi, haters. I know y'all low life motherfuckers is watching. I know y'all watching. Y'all watch me too hard, man. And I could feel y'all watching me. That's the worst part. I was goody crazy. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, Jojo Diaz got himself in a bit of trouble. And it's not looking good because it doesn't take much to prove this. And they appear to have the evidence. He was sending out unsolicited images of his Vienna sausage. And, he's in some trouble. He's in some trouble. Mario, que lo que? AJJJJ was good. George was good. Will Smith, the like button. Ow! You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that. And yeah, man, it's getting crazy, bro. It's getting crazy. Like, nothing else need be said. He's a pervert. Why is he sending those images to underage girls? Your guess is as good as mine. I think the only potential, and I read through the thing, like it looks bad. He said his girlfriend sent that. He tried to blame it on his girlfriend. Bro, why would your girlfriend be sending dick pics of you to underage girls? Like, why? For what reason would that happen? Yo, motherfuckers are sick, man. That's all I can say. Motherfuckers are sick. And yeah, he's a weird dude, man. I can't say more than that. You know what I mean? Ring, you could smell them. Oh yeah, bro. I know they here right now. Look. I was on Twitter earlier talking about the Daniel Kinahan situation, right? And how sanctions are not a substitute for actual evidence. That just because the US Department of Treasury levied some sanctions on alleged companies that Daniel Kinahan owns, I was saying that, like, yo, that's not actual proof that you could put him away for something. Because if you read through the article, it's not even saying that he owned them companies. It says alleged this, alleged that. Like, Brody, if you can't even verify that he owns these companies and he does business out of these companies, right? That's one. You're not even verifying that. Two, these are Dubai-based companies. U.S. sanctions on companies that are based out of Dubai, that do business out of Dubai, that ain't gonna fucking do nothing. So I said that U.S.-based sanctions, U.S. sanctions on Dubai-based companies are not proof of foul play. Lo and behold, some butthurt motherfuckers come out. I'm like, yo, dog, like, people are too stupid, bro. They're too stupid. I was Goody Drew in a building. When did Dake Donovan and other reporters in boxing become investigative journalists and demanded ethical business practices in boxing? Let me tell you something about that fucking Caco Pelao loser. That fucking dude been throwing shade at me for a long time, and I don't know why. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I think, matter of fact, I know why. I know why. I know why. I know why. I know why and I'm like, yo, I don't understand why this dude is throwing shade at me. Like, I never said nothing about this dude. I never did nothing to this dude. But I know who he's kissing up to. I know what that's about. I just jogged my memory. Like, oh right, he's kissing up the so and so. Like he think he, you know what I mean? Like, he think if he do shit like that, she might like show him one of her titties or something. Oh shit! I don't want to start that bullshit all over again, because the sad part is that motherfucker's watching me too. I got the screenshots. People send them to me, and I'm like, yo, to me, it's unbelievable that these are adults. Like, I literally forgot about some of these people, And if not for the screenshots that people send me, you know, whenever they try to say some shit or start some shit, I really wouldn't know they exist. Like, I got better shit to think about and better shit to do than you. But you still sat around somewhere thinking about me. That's crazy. Throwing shade, but posting pics with Beetlejuice. Bro, I could tell you why he throwing shade at me, which is, to me, it's weird. Like, bro, like, what do you think? You think that's gonna get you somewhere? You think if you throw enough shade at me, they'll show you like a titty or a booty cheek or something? Like, and then the other cat, one dude throwing shade at me, right? He was trying to say this and that because he, you know, you guys know I've interviewed a lot of female fighters. Some of them went on to be champions or were champions at the time that I interviewed them. But he was trying to, I guess, throw shade at me for that. Brings up my joint, and I'm like, yo, it's funny because it's like 12 a.m. where you live, and this is what you're doing. You're online condescending to strangers. While you're doing that, my wife was in the kitchen making a snack for all of us, and you know, I squeeze her booty cheeks and all of that. It's like, yo, B, y'all cats, like y'all try mad hard, like y'all just try mad hard, and it's wild to me, like, bruh. Leo, que lo que, Karma, what's going on? It's still going on, Karma. Unfortunately, Jake the Pancake Donovan. I don't know why he was throwing shade at me. And Rob Tebbett. That one surprised me. That one surprised me because when I heard that dude was sick, I actually wished him well. Like, yo, I hope he get better. I heard he got COVID a couple of times. I actually wished him well, but I seen him cavorting with whatever the fuck, and I'm like, hey man, I heard you out of boxing. Good riddance to bad rubbish then, cocksucker. You know what I mean? If we gonna be fucked up and foul, Jake Donovan could suck a dick, Rob Tebbett could suck a dick, Lexi could suck a dick. Y'all other motherfuckers, y'all already sucking dick. So me telling y'all to do that, it is what it is. Yeah, like I didn't understand that. Like, I'm like, yo, why would Rob Tebbett be throwing shade at me? I never said nothing bad about that, man. Like, shit, I wished him well when he got sick, but it is what it is, man. Like, at the end of the day, beef don't need a reason, you know? If you have some kind of issue with me, you got a problem with me, fine, have your fucking problem. That shit blew my mind. Like, wow, like Rob Tebbett gonna say something bad about me? What did I do? Jake Donovan gonna have? Well, I know why Jake doing that. Like, bro, just, you know, hopefully you get somewhere. You know, hopefully, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Shit, yo, this shit is crazy, man. Like, I was really surprised because a lot of these people too are people that I don't actually talk to. You know, I don't interact with them really on any level, aside from wishing Rob Tebbett, you know, good health, and I hope he gets better because, you know, he used to be the boxing social guy. I don't know if he's the boxing social guy anymore. I heard that he left, and yeah, fuck him. I guess I didn't shit. I don't know, B. I don't know. So motherfuckers just hating me is the cool thing to do, which is wild because I'm like, yo, how do you even know I exist? Like, I don't be around. Like, I don't interact with them or people that they interact with. So I'm like, it don't matter. That's that online. That's that online energy. You know what I mean? So what it do, man?
What's happening, Julius? I hope you're good.
I'm perfect, bro.
What's going on, man?
What's
Hey,
up,
shit,
People
man.
hating on you.
What's good, country? What's good, virtuoso? Yeah, man, they mad at me again. But you know what? They're mad at me over.
You're a magnet for them fools, man. Serious, like they seek you out for real.
I think, yo, I don't want to say it, country, but I think they like me, and that's what it is. Cause it don't make sense to me. Like, when I don't like some shit, I stay away from it. Like, if I don't like a channel because I think it's garbage, I stay away from it. If I don't like a program, I stay away from it. I don't sit around talking about it. I stay away from it. Like, oh, well, I seen that shit. I don't like that shit. And that's, you know, that's me. Like, but to me, it's like if you still have that much hostility and that many feelings in reference to me, bro, it's because you fucking like me or some shit. Because I'm like, bro, how is it possible, yo? Like, I don't know, B. I don't know, man. Motherfuckers is weird to me, and the shit is scary, yo. JBN, que lo que, man?
That shit wild, Jules.
What's up, IQ?
Aquí en lo mismo, man. Los haters,
What's good, gents? How y'all doing?
los haters is
Chillin',
hitting on
chillin'.
me, yo. Los haters.
I
What's up
feel
to
like,
the
you know
panel,
what I
too?
feel like doing? I feel like doing a
up, guys?
raffle for that side of Twitter to join me in Saudi Arabia, since they can't afford to go, for AJ Usyk too, and we'll have dinner with Daniel Kinahan. It'll be their first trip out of the country, and this is how real bosses move. Like, I'm going. I'm gonna get the nice house here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Drew,
gonna go.
you know why they mad? You know why they mad? Because they thought I think I'm just guessing. I am guessing, but they don't know legalese. That's the first thing, honestly, because anybody could have read through that article. Anybody with a mild understanding of legalese could have read through that article and came to the conclusion that, oh shit, you guys don't have a case, because this whole shit is alleged this, alleged that. U.S. sanctions being levied on Dubai-based companies that probably don't even do business in the United States. That's not nothing, yo. Like, if it would have been that they were investigating Probellum, which is what I thought it was, then it would have been like, yeah, that's big, because Probellum has a lot of ties to different promotional outfits all around the world. So if it were that, then I'd have been like, oh yeah, they about to get him. But it was 3 companies. One is a soda company. One is a company technology. It's like, yo, bro, like, this is the shit y'all talking about? This
Jules,
shit is nothing.
They're running with that when there's court documents that got released about JoJo Diaz's alleged fiascos.
And they not talking about
and
that.
they not talking about that, but they had Rolly's name all in their mouth when it was Rolly.
Right.
Look, this the funny shit, right? This the funny
And
shit.
I'm not saying JoJo's guilty. He's alleged, like Daniel.
No.
Kinahan's
Look. I'm gonna let that play out, because that's just like the Rolly case. I am not insensitive, you know what I mean? So just like the Rolly case, I take my time. But I want y'all to look at the screen, and I want y'all to read that and pay attention to the highlighted portions. Anybody that want to read it, go ahead.
I'll do it. I got it. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Former heavyweight boxing champion Joseph Parker allegedly exchanged money used to buy drugs for a syndicate that sent approximately 20 kilograms of meth through the post.
Mm-hmm.
Police had a warrant to search property belonging to him, but never executed it, and he was never charged. The reason behind those decisions remained a mystery until now, Edward Gay reports. As a regular international traveler with large amounts of cash, Parker was the perfect person to handle money transfers for a global drugs ring the Crown claimed as part of a high court trial. The South Auckland native is alleged to have helped finance an international drug operation, bought Class A drugs from one of its members, and offered to put a dealer in touch with a new contact.
Now, let me tell you something, right? Because this is simple. The authorities in New Zealand actually had a warrant, an actionable warrant that they did not execute, right? That's big. That's big. So y'all had a warrant to search this guy's house, and y'all didn't search it. He's allegedly selling drugs. Oh, allegedly. So you can't even tell me if he is. You saying you think he is. And you had a warrant to search his house, and you didn't search it.
Jules, the reason for that is they had no case.
Thank you, country. Thank you, because country, like, off top, like, look, I'm not trying to say nothing, but I'm like, yo, look, if you ever did anything, or you know anybody that just ever did anything, you gonna know, yo, how the fuck the cops got a warrant to search your house, but they don't search your house?
Law
That'll make no
enforcement
damn
does
sense.
that shit
That'll
all
make
the
no
time.
sense.
They will jump the gun, and they will like totally try to make you guilty and build a case, and they got one, but they'll still do it anyway.
If they had a case, Jules, they would have told the Saudis to hand over Daniel, or we're going to sanction you.
This is the point that I'm making, right? If he's doing something, right, he's making all of them look like a bunch of idiots. Because this is the reality of it. Whether you think he innocent or not, and I don't think anybody's innocent of anything. Let me preface everything I'm about to say with this. I don't think anybody's innocent of anything. But for what they're trying to get him for, he's making them all look like a bunch of bumbling idiots. You telling me that this man was in Dublin that whole time? Y'all never prosecuted him. Nothing ever stuck. Nothing, right? And then when y'all finally get some stuff that might stick, he leaves. He goes to fucking Dubai where y'all can't get him. He making y'all look like a bunch of nincompoops. Then you get the United States involved. All right, what we gonna do is we're gonna sanction 3 of his companies so they can't do business in the United States. Well, guess what? He's not known for doing business in the United States. He does business in Dubai and Europe. Man, it's like they don't realize that, like, he making them look real fucking dumb. And
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, Virtuoso.
Is there any reports of him being extradited?
Nope.
So what do you have?
Nothing. Virtuoso knows how this works. Leo, go ahead. Tell me what you think.
Okay, let me ask you this question. If you have to guess, Julius, what would be a reason that these guys have a warrant to search for evidence in a place and they don't do it? What could be the reason?
If I had to
guess.
If I have to guess,
yeah,
he paid them off.
That's all they want.
Okay, but what you gonna do about that?
Nothing. You have to prove he paid them off.
Good luck.
Yeah, but Jules.
Hold on, one at a time. I'm talking to Leo. You have to prove one, and this is Leo. I know where Leo's going with it, and it's the same place I'm going with it. That none of this, everything. If you look at the paper trail from the moment that all of this became publicized, and they were investigating this guy, everything they put out there, alleged. If you cannot confirm, for example, that these companies even belong to this man, because if you read through the article, it's alleged. Oh, he might be in control. He might be. So y'all don't even know if that's, what if it's not his company? Then you just have these sanctions on a company ain't got nothing to do with him. And if it does have something to do with him, what stops him from starting up another company? Then you're going to have to connect the dots all over again and put sanctions on that. And while you doing that, here's another company. It's like, yo, I don't know if these people know how this works, but the fact that they're so mad at me I'm telling you, like, yo, this is nothing. This ain't shit. Last year in June, he was served a summons to appear in court in the United States of America. Do you think he appeared in court?
Fuck no.
No.
Exactly. And here's the thing.
No, wait. Before I pass it to Drew. Now, before I pass it to Drew, he was served a summons.
Kinahan.
All right, one at a time, bro. He was served a summons to appear in court in America, and he did not appear. What did America do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Now here's the funny part. Now before I pass it to Drew, and then I want to go to JBN. I said last year in June, nothing is gonna happen because they won't extradite him. Unless you're going to extradite him, unless you have an actual precedence to extradite him from Dubai into America so he can appear in court because he's being brought up the chart, whatever, right? Whatever. Unless you're going to extradite him, this is not a story. And
can I ask you one question, please? Why? So, sorry, before everyone, how's everybody doing? So basically, I want to ask, Bob Arum is a former lawyer or whatever. Why does he have to take this day, like, not wanting to do anything with MTK Global or Kinahan himself, which I understand? Why does he have to, if the case doesn't make sense as far as Julius is saying, so why would Bob Arum take those steps?
Very easy answer. I don't want the government bringing me in for questioning,
Mm.
regardless of whatever. I don't want that. I don't want that in my life. I don't want them coming to me and asking me about him. I don't want to be involved. Like if it's general, right? Why would Bob disassociate himself with Daniel publicly? It's simple. I don't want the government bothering me. More importantly, I don't want the government looking at me the way they looking at him, because I might be doing some shit, and I don't want them bothering me.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
simple
then what?
PR.
Like,
It's
keep
a
your eyes
simple.
off me. I'm not doing
It's a
nothing.
simple
Jules.
PR move. It's a PR
Hey,
move.
Jules.
Get in front of
One
it.
at a
That's all
time.
Bob's doing.
All right, go ahead. All right, go ahead, Drew.
Real quick, so all Bob's doing right there is a PR move. Get ahead of it, admonish Kinahan's behavior, and move on. The funniest shit is everybody thinking that every decade of boxing has a Daniel Kinahan. You have to have guys like this in the sport because it's a poor man's sport. These fighters have ties to this in every country, in every neighborhood. These kind of guys, and it'll always be like that.
Well, let me say this. You got dick eating motherfuckers like Jake Donovan, right? That think that they Elliot Ness because they wrote a story about Daniel Kinahan. Got dick eating I'm gonna keep it real, because he keep violating me, and I don't know why. I never say nothing about the dude, but if we gonna violate each other, right? All right, let's violate each other. You got dick eating stupid motherfuckers like that think they Elliot Ness because they wrote a story about Daniel. Why don't you write a story about Jay Prince, homeboy? Now let's call it what it is, because I'm like, it's not a secret that Jay Prince is a dude. If you so against shady characters in the sport of boxing, how you cool with that? How have you been cool with that? Or you never heard of Jay Prince? You never heard of him. You never heard of some of the shit that happened. That's what you telling me? If you never heard of it, well, you must be some piece of shit journalist that you never heard of nothing. That us guys, us Joe Blows that are not pundits, we know a lot about Jay. But you think you Elliot Ness because you wrote a story about Daniel Kinahan. Him and Keith Idek. Like, bro.
Hey, Jules, I got the latest statement from the U.S. government in their case.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Yo, the shit killed.
That sums it up right there, man.
Nah, because look, I saw people reacting to this thing all day, and I really thought reading the room and based on their reactions, I actually thought, oh wow, they probably got him for some shit this time. And I read this shit, I'm like, bro, this is man, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, same shit I said last year in June. I'm like, y'all calling him to come to court in America, but y'all can't make him come, and y'all can't go over there and get him and bring him back. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, what the fuck? But you know, JBN was good. What's your reaction to all of this? JBN is cool. Go ahead, JBN.
Oh yeah, I'm back, man. I'm back. Pretty much the reaction is like that. Yeah, he's making them look all stupid because, like, they can't come to a conclusion that is he doing it, is he not doing it, and just like how everybody acts that this is all wrong and this is bad. Like, it's been going on in boxing. It's the same story. It's been boxing started from mobsters, pretty much. That's just it. I don't have much of an opinion on this subject.
I guess maybe it's comedy, because I don't know where these outraged individuals are from, to be completely honest with you. I can only deduce that many of them are from affected areas of the cartel. But you telling me that it's a guy that sells a bunch of drugs and kills people, involved in boxing. Are you new to boxing? Like,
right.
Are you new to boxing?
That's been going on for how long?
That's been going on since the roots. That's where
Jules,
started.
people complaining. Jules, the people complaining don't even know what you mean when you say deduce. So
no, they don't.
That there.
They don't. Because I'm like, how could anyone? Because I don't even think Jake. I think that they looked at somebody else's story and then wrote off of that. That's what it looks like to me, because the story was already written. But I'm like, how could anybody read through that and think that this is of any significance? Do you see how many times the word alleged is used? The companies, many of the companies that they say he's associated with, they're not even making the connection. They're saying allegedly. He may be in charge of the company. He may, like, bro, is it the fucking God's company or
Yo,
not,
can I
bro?
just say this,
Right.
Jules? I want to say this also, man. I hope these Twitter detectives, man, that were fucking sure this on. I hope they go on their little expedition to collect their fucking bounty, like up to $5 million, which means that at any point they could rip you off because of
Yeah.
up to $5 million
Yep.
dollars.
Listen.
And even if they did try, they're gonna come back in fucking whiskey barrels.
Well, the other thing is that it has to be intel that, one, disrupts the revenue stream, and two, leads to a conviction. Now, that could take years and months. And while those years and months are passing by, who's to say you don't get your fucking noodles blown out
Yep.
for
Or get
running your
clipped.
mouth?
Yep.
It's like I ain't. Once again, I'm not knocking nobody for nothing. I'm just saying that, like, do you realize how stupid this is, and how stupid you'd have to be thinking the government is going to give you $5 million or give anyone $5 million? The fact that the government is offering $5 million for tips should tell you these people don't have a case.
Nope. Sure don't.
How could $5 million? Y'all motherfuckers ain't got a case.
And to top it off, criminals don't like a paid snitch. They don't like snitches in general, but a paid snitch is even worse.
Well, more importantly, anybody that would have the kind of information that they're looking for likely knows better than to talk.
Yep.
Likely. And like, if you want like
Oh, yeah.
you want like deep cover info, like how much sugar Daniel puts in his coffee, right? That's the kind of shit you want to know. You want to know how often Daniel's dad gets his prostate checked. That's the type of shit you want to know, right? Well, those kinds of people, they know not to talk, because if they talk, everybody gonna know it was them. So
Yep. And they'll
it's
be
not
dead.
gonna work.
Hey, Julius, I'm just gonna tell you one short little story that has happened with me personally. Since then, I'm never gonna trust police with anything. Back in the days, we had a grocery shop in Greenford. So the sign incident happened and a fight happened, kicked off. A guy got injured. I had CCTV outside my shop. They came in. Can you have the CCTV? I was like, listen, I'll give it to you, but do not bring my name in because I don't want to get in trouble. And guess what? They ended up saying in the interview that, oh, with this shopkeeper, this, we've got the CCTV footage. So, and the guy came to me, goes, bro, if you give them footage, I'm going to fuck you up and I'm going to break it. I was like, bro, I haven't given them anything. They're chatting shit to you. And I did not give them anything. After, when they came back, where's the CCTV? I said, all deleted. Fuck you. You're putting my life in danger when I
Yeah.
told you not to mention it. You can't trust them.
I mean,
Nope.
I don't want to turn this into an episode of Law and Order, but I will say I'm with you, Suwab, because that's what they do. They'll put you in some shit trying to squeeze you for information, and they'll put you in some shit, and then you'll just be in some shit all by yourself. Fuck them, right? But when I saw that there's a $5 million bounty, I'm like, y'all must really just not be able to connect all the dots that you got to offer up that much. Because if you could go over there and get him, then you go over there and get him. The fact that you can't, and the fact that
Okay.
the fact that you can't, and you need to offer $5 million for some tips, bro. It's been a year or almost since y'all been investigating this man. Like,
Okay, when I read the bounty amount, okay, here's a part that I might have glazed over. Did they mention about tips on the apprehension or tips on his dealings?
they just said tips.
Just
Anything
tips.
that can, the kind of tips they want are the kind that can be used to disrupt his business. That's the words they used. And
Or
if the
implicate.
tips, exactly, and if the tips, this is the important part, if the tips lead to a conviction, you're supposed to get $1 million, right? Because you're gonna believe it from them, right? Do you know how long it might take to convict this guy after you tip them off? Like, yo, man, Daniel killed this motherfucker. And then 9 months in between the time you told him that and them trying to convict him, bro, you gonna get your fucking noodles spread on the sidewalk.
And you know, here's the thing that nobody said. The reason they put out this bounty is they're trying to see if they can get someone in the organization that's unhappy. Someone maybe in middle management, that someone that's not making enough money, and that's all it is. If they had something, they would have got him. And I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. I can't wait to go to Saudi Arabia and take a picture of Mr. Kinahan, put that shit on my Twitter. I'm manifesting it like I got the Usyk pick.
Oh my God. Yo, I swear to God, if Drew take a selfie with the Kinahan man, yo, that's major. That is major. Motherfuckers is so mad that he sold some coke.
Did you see, Jules? Did you see the Guardians like Tyson Fury needs to sever his relationship right away? Like, come on, man. I don't see you bringing up Terrence Crawford. They know Jake Donovan knows not to bring up Crawford because Crawford will run up on him.
Well, I mean, look, this is the shit, right? Like, and I only bring up Jake because this is like the 3rd time I think he throwing shade at me for whatever reason. So if he gonna act like a little dick sucking ass bitch, then I'm gonna just treat him like a little dick sucking ass bitch because I know who he's sucking up to, and that's.
I'm cute.
I know, no. I know who he's sucking up to, and I'm like, bro, that's fucking pathetic, bro. I know who you sucking up to. That's fucking sad, bro. You motherfuckers need to get laid. That's fucking sad.
Getting laid will solve all your problems. It really would.
That's why I'm trying to make this stimulation package, this stimulus package when I run for president. I'm gonna send all these have-not ass motherfuckers some government funded vagina so they could just chill. Like, bro, how you throwing shade at me? I ain't never even said nothing about you. I never said nothing good or nothing bad. But you throwing shade at me because of a joint that you ain't never gonna fuck. That's crazy.
You got people that don't like you all the time, man. I mean, even Shields don't like you. And how the hell did she even know about your channel?
Bro,
who are you talking about? Who's that? Country, who's that?
Yeah, who you talking about, Country?
I never heard of Shields.
Clarissa Shields. Clarissa
well, like
Shields.
Is that in a sword fight?
Is that MMA fighter that turned boxer? That's that MMA fighter.
No,
that
she
came
was a
back
boxer,
to boxing, right?
She went to MMA for a minute. I'm talking about Clarissa Shields.
Bro, you
the 1-on-1.
I haven't noticed.
Country, you ruined the bit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I did. I'm sorry.
I got a question real quick. I got a question quick.
Nobody's perfect,
go ahead.
Oh yeah, just 1 second. Like question for the pet. How many calls do you think that Kinahan tip line has got by now for that $5 million?
None.
You don't think people have been calling up? Oh yeah, I know where he is.
All right, it's either. No, matter of fact, you right, Jay. They probably got a lot of bad intel. A lot of. Yo, I think Daniel Kinahan bought a muffin in my store the other day, bro.
See,
I seen Daniel Kinahan. I seen Daniel Kinahan order the number 2 at Chick-fil-A
the other day. Misinformation.
Yeah, because that's what happened. If you gonna open it up if you gonna tell everybody, yo, $5 million for anybody that has it, you gonna get a lot of broke motherfuckers. Yeah, man, Daniel Kinahan bought a pair of J's.
Jules, wait, Jules. Y'all remember that movie SWAT in 2003? Remember the dude said, "I'll give $100 million to anybody who get bruh."
$100 million. I remember that movie.
Hey, Julius, I'm gonna quote the line.
Let me ask you this, Jules. I could surmise why people are mad at Daniel, like Aram saying this shit, because he's the point man if you want Saudi money in boxing. And the only one getting Saudi money in boxing is Eddie, because maybe Eddie knows that he has to pay the tribute. Yeah. That could be just me speculating, but only one man in boxing is getting money out of Saudi besides Daniel, and that's Eddie.
Well, let's put it this way, right? Bob, and I'm gonna say that Bob is an old smart head, right? And Bob knows the legal justice system. You know, he knows the criminal justice system. Like he knows it. He comes from that. So for all I know, Bob is only saying that because I don't want the U.S. government knocking on my door asking me about no shit, especially if I ain't doing some shit. Even more if I am doing some shit. If I know where the bodies is buried. I don't want y'all asking me about nothing. I don't know nothing about no Daniel Kinnaman. I don't know nothing about that. So I'm going to say, yeah, I don't fuck with him, B. I don't fuck with him. Y'all not going to bring me in for questioning. Y'all not going to take up no minute out of my day for y'all investigation on him just because y'all can't come up with nothing. And what I see is they can't come up with nothing, bro. You would need the cooperation of that government. And I see that they're not giving you that. If they were, you would have had him extradited so he could keep his court date. But he didn't, did he? No, because they don't have to do what you want. They don't, when you say jump, they don't say how high. Dubai don't got to play your game. That's why he went there, because he knew if he goes there, you can do fuck all about it. You, Ireland, Interpol, whoever, y'all can't go over there and get him. Because if y'all try to go over there, it's going to be a national incident. Y'all going over there. That's why he went over there. And it's not hard to see that. But when I say this, motherfuckers get mad. I'm like, yo, they don't have a case, bro. If they had a case, they'd be able to get to him. But they don't have a case. Not if you putting out a $5 million bounty to find out how much sugar he likes in his coffee. You don't have a case.
Y'all know where he is. I saw him today at the grocery store.
Bro, I seen him at Aldi yesterday.
Bro,
He's
he's
like
on the
our-
live right now,
Chick-fil-A.
man. He's sitting with Jules on the sofa.
Bro, really?
like-
you know he's he over there.
He's like, where's Waldo? You know, you just seeing him every different place.
It's Carmen San Diego, bro. Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Only
I
old
saw him
has
at the
the
premiere of Batman too. I think he was there.
real shit.
Hey,
It
man.
is a good movie. It's a good movie.
One thing I gotta say is that Bridges better stay away from Thorsland because I think she's gonna lose if she fights her.
Oh nah, man. If we gonna be real, look, I'm real happy that she was able to achieve that. But I'm with Country that like that is not a fight. That is just that's not a good fight, bro. don't fight.
No.
You better off fighting Mitchell. Don't fight her. Don't
I'm all
fight.
about unifications, but she needs to stay away from Thorsland for now. Just for now.
Yeah.
Well, look, the main thing is if they fight, obviously I'm gonna watch it. You know, if they made the fight.
Oh, of
But
course,
really-
we're boxing fans. We're all
Yeah.
fans, of course.
if they made the
blonde,
fight,
blonde show will explode, man. She'll get exploded. Period.
real shit. Like that's definitely not a good fight for her. But we're boxing fans, so if they made the fight, obviously we'd watch it.
Yeah.
WMMA, shout out to him. He says a lot of Vegas construction the past 15 years, a lot of bodies dug up. At least a few ran afoul of boxing bigwigs. I can imagine. Of course. That's more or less the point that I'm trying to make. That it's a lot of people that got skeletons in a closet, right? Bob Arum is one of them. And the last thing, if you're Bob, you don't want the government trying to squeeze you for information on somebody that you did business with or somebody you might still be doing business with. You don't want them squeezing you. So you gonna say that. They're like, yeah, I don't got nothing to do with him, B. I don't like shit that he did. You know what I mean? You gonna do that in front of everybody so that they leave you alone because you don't want them bothering you. Fuck around. He probably on the phone with Daniel right now. Yeah, you know I had to say that shit. Like, of course you had to say that
Hey,
shit.
Julius, can you please call Kinahan and tell him, bro, can you try and get rid of these LDBC lots because they're just fucking clowns.
Bruh, I already see
Bro.
they started a
Bro.
glove gate for Sebastian
Fundora.
Fundora.
Oh
Come
man,
on, bro.
yeah, that
Ruben.
was so ridiculous.
The racism and the thing is it's happening again. Bro, do these lot know anything else besides that shit? If Ruben won that fight, would they have said anything about no drug testing and stuff? What happened to Errol Spence and you guys? Apparently they don't have it either. You're not saying anything about that.
The main thing is
no,
I mean, well, this is the thing. Victor Conti said that there was no drug testing, no VADA testing for that fight. Keith Idek came back and said, oh, they have the most stringent testing, yada, yada, yada. He's saying that they are testing. What I'm thinking is, if this is a WBC title fight, which it is, it involves the WBC champion, where is the clean boxing program? Why has VADA not announced? You know, VADA usually announces when testing starts, when people are actually being tested by them. They announce it. So at minimum, we can see, no, it ain't no VADA testing unless y'all requested that they didn't announce it. But why would you do that? Why would you tell VADA not to announce that, yeah, we hired VADA, they're going to do the testing for the fight, anti-doping, all that bullshit. We all know why. Ain't nobody dumb over here.
Yeah, and then there's 3 organizations taking place: WBA, WBC, and IBF. So like, there has to be some type of drug testing there.
Bueno, dice, lo que están diciendo es que there's no, people suspect that there is no drug testing, and that's what they suspect. Y ya sabemos que Sebastian Fundora, he was on the Boxing Voice, and he said there was no testing for the fight with Lubin. The thing is that, okay, if there's no testing for the fight, it works both ways. Yeah, maybe Lubin was on something, or maybe Sebastian was on something, because it works both ways. Both of them didn't get tested. Both of them could have been on pads. What the fuck that got to do with him getting beat up? I always thought he was going to get beat up. I've been saying he was going to get beat up. That shit ain't no mystery.
I mean, like, what's funny
Expect
about
Fedora
I
to
mean,
beat Logan, you know?
what's funny about Sebastian Fedora, guys? Like, I actually never heard him speak until his post-fight interview, and it kind of like struck a chord in my heart, because it reminded me when I was a kid. He seems like an optimistic, really young man who always just looks on the bright side, like, oh yeah, I know I can do it, and if I just achieve my dreams, and it's like, I'm like, oh yeah, I fucked with this guy.
I mean, it's not even.
He sounded like a humble kid, man. I like.
He's a good
like
kid.
a
He
humble dude.
he's a good kid. He come from a fighting family. His sister's a fighter. His daddy built a boxing ring on their own property so they could practice and all of that. He come from a fighting family. He's a good kid. But it's not even liking him. That's the thing. It's that motherfuckers get so butthurt when they be wrong about some shit. Like, bro, why the fuck would you think Lubin was gonna beat this big old man if Charlo knocked him out with one punch in one round? Think about how that sound. One punch in one round, he went out, and you thought he was gonna be the 6'5" junior middleweight.
Estos tipos no son de este planeta, bro. I came to that conclusion, bro, que estos güeyes no son de este planeta.
Estos tipos son unos idiotas, man. Son unos idiotas, like.
They live on the ground, probably. They're mole people. I don't know.
Julius, we just have to call it out. These lot are racist, plain and simple. They call other people racist, but they are fucking racist themselves to Latinos and everybody.
We don't even pay attention to them. They broke. Like, they're not factors. I don't know. I don't see them at fights. I don't.
The funny thing is, they have a lot of subscribers. They got a lot of people that listen to them.
But those people don't buy boxing. They don't pay for boxing.
Let me champ the shit. You can have a lot of people that subscribe, right? If those are not the people that spend money, you know what happens? Charlo don't get the Canelo fight. That's what happens.
Yeah. I mean, let me ask y'all something. Like, how many of Spence's fans are going to this fight this weekend?
That's what I mean, bro.
How many of you guys are buying it?
For example, right? If I go on Twitter and I say that Katie Taylor is number 1 over Clarissa Shields, watch 10, 20 people start arguing with me. But if I ask them 10, 20 people, yo, you going to the UK for the fight? No. So what the fuck we arguing about, bro?
Why the hell do you care, like, what we say? Like, it just don't make sense, man. Like, it just don't.
This shit, I've been through this shit like 10 times. Like, yo, so I'll say Katie Taylor's number 1. Somebody will get mad, and I'll be like, yo, did you buy Clarissa's fight, her pay-per-view with Marie-Eve Dicaire? And then I'll pull out my receipt that I bought the shit. I support. And I don't gotta show you. What you mean? We got like.
You care about her. You better to show her support.
I don't gotta prove myself to you, and like, but you trying to prove yourself to me right now by arguing, though. Like, I don't gotta prove nothing. Like, all right, motherfucker, we know what's going on, B. I ain't gonna sit here with you all motherfucking day arguing about a fight you ain't buy. Fuck out of here.
Like, I think it's like was one time I was arguing with a Spence fan, right? Like, who he thinks. I already knew the answer. I asked him who he thinks is gonna win between Spence and Crawford. Mm-hmm. I knew he was gonna say Spence, but he took so long to answer the question. He just kept coming up with excuses like, well, here's the thing. Well, like, I'm like, well, dude, who's gonna win? Just yes or no. That's all I need. Mm-hmm. And it literally took this guy like 5 minutes to answer the question. He just kept coming up with excuses. Oh, but I like Crawford too, though. But no, you don't, bro. You like Spence. You think he's gonna win the fight? Just say so. All right.
And look, Jay, this is the main shit too. That it's not like it's you that's pursuing that kind of a discussion. It's not me that's pursuing that kind of a discussion. My mind has been made up about that fight for 3 or 4 years. You know what I mean? Like, not Crawford to knock him out. I don't need to argue with anybody about, I don't need to argue about it. I'm made up. My mind is made up. But these guys, they the ones that look for the argument, because they the ones that's in their feelings about it. When they hear somebody say, yeah, Crawford to knock his ass out, man. He ain't on
Yeah,
Crawford.
he was the one that started it. And like,
Yeah.
honestly, it's funny because like honestly, like they could. I'm kind of I'm not really I'm kind of past the fight. I mean, you know what I mean. If it happens, I'll watch it. But it's like if it finally does, we could see what happened with Kell Brook and Amir Khan. It's like Crawford's always going to beat this guy. I think no matter what happens, always he could wait 2-3 years if they fight even like past the primes. Crawford's going to win.
Always. Like, I don't need to. That's not a subject that we need to debate right now. Like, what really is more of a debate is Spence gonna win on? Is he even gonna win on Saturday?
He's gonna get past Oogas?
Yeah, like that to me, that's more of a debate than Crawford. When it comes to Crawford, Crawford gonna knock his ass out. That's all that shit is.
And I decided
most of this panel agrees that he's gonna lose. Everybody's picking Oogas for right.
I'm buying the fight. So I'm gonna fucking buy it.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too. I'm buying the fight. Like I said, like, it's a little $80. It ain't even a lot of money. Like, I didn't want to support him. That was my thing, that I didn't want to support Spence. Like, bro, you a ducker. Get the fuck out of here. I didn't want to support him, but I'm like, yo, you know what? Fuck around, some dope shit happens, and I miss it. So I'm about to fight. Why not?
Honestly, the
undercard's
decent.
The undercard's decent. And I know that some of the fighters on the undercard, they're gonna get their money if it is gonna come from the pay-per-view, because nobody's putting up a lot of money.
That's true. That's true.
So
Gunner Forever is asking, IQ, you going to Mexico for Canelo versus Triple G3? That's gonna be in Mexico?
Oh, is it?
Be some shit.
Where's he playing?
I don't know.
That's not
bro,
good in Mexico.
Bro, that shit would be so fucking.
That's a
pero
Vegas
imagínate if it was gonna be in Mexico, bro. That shit'd be nuts, bro.
That fight right there.
Remember how like Chavez
They make
fought
more money
Hogan,
at the
like in a
gate.
stadium like that? That stadium sold out like 100,000+. Like
Bro, you talking about Chavez versus Haugen? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that fight. Yeah, that one. Like that'll sell out like some shit over there. Major.
If that fight was to land in Mexico, todos los muertos de lo azteca, de lo tiempo antiguo, they're gonna come out the ground and watch that shit, bro. The Mayans, the Aztecs, Quetzalcoatl gonna come out. Electric and shit, like, yo, that shit'll be fucking major, bro. Major.
We need to hit up Eddie. We need to get up Eddie on Twitter. Eddie, do that fight in Mexico, bro.
They go. That fight will be the first fight that'll be in the Raiders Stadium.
You think so? Raiders Stadium in Vegas?
Yep.
That fight could pack 40,000 in Vegas, 50,000.
Yeah.
And the gate would be fucking ridiculous. The gate would be the highest gate in boxing, and fucking Floyd will get jealous.
But yeah, just to answer.
Million.
Oh yeah, Floyd is fucking
20 million.
Floyd is super jealous, bro. This dude is still saying shit that he was saying like 6-7 years ago. I got my faculties and I made smart investments. How they fucking smart, bro? You fighting on a helipad. You fighting on a helipad, bro.
And nobody's even checking. Nobody's even talking about him.
Yeah, like. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, like, I think, like, honestly, like, Floyd's greatest fear is, like, if he was to wake up he's gonna wake up one day and the world is gonna forget about him. He's no longer gonna be relevant. Like, that's
if you gotta keep telling people, I still got my faculties and I made smart. You're not telling people that. You telling yourself that.
It's like, who you trying to convince? Like me and yourself. Or like yourself. Like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
investments.
Real shit.
Dude,
like,
the funny thing is, you can clearly see it in his eye peeking it. He does not believe it himself.
I mean,
I can clearly see it. I know when a person's lying, bro. In his eyes, he knows he's chatting shit. He's broke.
Listen. Ain't no motherfucking way you made all that money and you still got to be out here. See, this is the main thing. People that make a lot of money obviously want to continue making a lot of money, but it does evolve. Like 50 Cent made a lot of money off of Get Rich or Die Trying as an album, but do you see him in the studio now still doing that shit? Spitting bars and shit? Go childish. No, he
Right?
evolved.
He got his power shows. He got his TV shows. He
Bro,
doing.
he getting studio money. Fuck
But
rap money. He getting studio money, B. He getting television money. Jay-Z, we've had this conversation. Jay-Z evolved. He ain't got to be sitting here cutting records and dealing with distributors and labels. And he don't got to do that no more. He doing other shit. He getting different type of money. And
bro,
if
you
you
don't
look,
see him doing concerts anymore, bro.
because he
Doesn't
doesn't
have to go
to.
around, be on the road 365 a year, bro.
Floyd's still out here, got my faculties, and I made smart investment. Man, what? How fucking smart were they?
Bro,
You
this
fighting
this
on the side of a hotel against a guy you used to spar.
Bro, he sounds like a fucking soundboard of like the same old fucking words. I made smart investments. Bro, you made a fucking pump and dump scheme with fucking cryptocurrency with Kim Kardashian. Now you're selling gel blasters and fucking windows. You're fighting on top of a helipad against some fuck.
Bro,
First of
he
all, he
made
didn't
a
have to fucking.
strip
He didn't
club,
have to
and the
go
strip
far
club
to
didn't
find
even
an
run.
opponent. It's a guy in his fucking gym. Like, come on.
Listen, my God,
That's not a celebrity.
the main shit is that Jake fucked it up for him because Jake gave him even if he doesn't actually owe Jake money because Jake signed some bullshit and didn't realize it, right? Just the fact that a social media influencer that has a channel with 33 million subscribers, that's just one of his channels. His other channel has like 6 million subscribers. Impulsive or whatever the
No,
fuck.
that's Logan Paul,
Oh,
man.
that's
You always
Logan. Yeah.
get them
Yeah,
confused. Logan Paul.
but Logan Paul's YouTube channel has 33 million subscribers. Impulsive as a channel has 6 million. It's lower. But this dude following is fucking huge, bro. It's countries that don't have
Julius,
that many
he was in
people in it.
WrestleMania. He was in WrestleMania with The Miz. Bro, he had a $6 million, I think, 5.3. He made it, bro. He has a Guinness World Record for having the most expensive whatever Pokemon card, and he wore that out to the ring, bro.
Listen. That's karma. That's karma compensating him for getting jerked. And Floyd is about to fight a sparring partner to try to make some money.
Oh, that's who that guy is. He's just a sparring partner. That's all.
That's literally Don Moore. Dangerous Don Moore is literally a guy that he used to spar.
Oh, Jesus wept.
Yo,
Julius, I would want to see one fight though, and I think it will be Mayweather versus Han. I would watch that fight.
Mayweather versus who?
Amir Khan.
I mean,
I would watch that fight. It'd be a
mean-
bit late, but I would watch it.
I mean, you could certainly listen. You could
Interesting.
certainly draw more of an audience with Mayweather versus Khan even now than Mayweather versus Don Moore or Don House or whatever his name is, bro. Don Moore. I'm like, bro, like you really trying to get people to buy a pay-per-view that's an exhibition match against a dude that you used to spar. Who is gonna buy that shit? Who? And then you got old ass Anderson Silva on the card. He's in an exhibition match.
Oh, jeez.
All I
Against who?
know is Al Heyman's still getting his cut.
Bro, this shit is pathetic. And if you say it's pathetic, they're gonna call you a hater. My guy, it's an exhibition match against a sparring partner. You got an influencer airing you out, telling everybody you a crook, dragging your name through the mud, right? That's what's going on. I'm not making none of that up. And it affected your reputation so much that now you can't even have the fight with Money Kicks because originally it was supposed to be Money Kicks on the Burj Al Arab, the hotel. It was supposed to be Money Kicks. But as soon as Logan opened his mouth and said, yo, that dude's a crook, he didn't pay me. Look what happened to the Money Kicks fight. It fucking died. They don't want to, and it's obvious what happened. They don't want to deal with you, bro. Not behind that. He's a social media influencer whose following is not even as big as Logan Paul's following. So when he sees Logan saying, yo, this dude owe me money, he didn't pay me, why the fuck would he do business with you? Obviously he wouldn't.
Money Kicks is a billionaire's son, bro.
Oh, I know.
A billionaire's son. They
I
ain't gonna
know.
fuck him. He can't fuck about with them lots up there, bro. With his faculties and his money and his.
Like you think you gonna jerk, like, bro, you not gonna like, yo, you was lucky they was even paying you mine because that kid comes from a lot of fucking money. God forbid you jerked him. Motherfuckers would have found you in the river, bro. Motherfuckers don't care about your 50-0 over there, bro. They'd have found you in the fucking river with your dick
like-
cut
He's a
off and stuff in
compulsive.
They
your
should
ear.
found him in an
He's
oil
a
tank.
compulsive liar. Jules, did you hear his excuse to why he had the press conference? He's like, they paid me $1 million to show up to the press conference. I'm like, bro, stop it.
Bro, who the fuck
Stop.
would? That's
They
what I'm
paid him
saying.
$1
Yo,
million.
I read that shit. I'm like, bro, who the fuck would pay him $1 million to show up to who? Who's the distributor for your pay per view? Because it's not Showtime. Who paid you $1 million?
Interesting.
Like who? Like who?
And then the thing
mean,
about
promote a
having
fight.
the press conference the same day as Tanks, that really ticked me off. I was like, man, aren't you supposed to promote this guy? Like,
Tank better
why are
be
you
careful.
taking?
He
Why
might
taking
be
his thunder away?
Tank shouldn't. He shouldn't have that fight go to the cards. He needs to knock out Rolly.
That's what I was gonna say. That he better be careful if that fight go to the cards because that
Wait, you mean to
motherfucking.
tell me? You mean to tell me they're gonna bet on? Really?
Obviously, fellas, what had me cracking up is about the whole Floyd Logan exhibition thing. Like afterwards, there was some kind of people were annoyed. Oh, that fight sucked. It was a waste. I'm like, wait a minute, it was never a real fight to begin with. So why would you buy it? I mean, Floyd literally said before the fight it's a legalized bank robbery, and that's when he said that. I'm like, I'm buying this shit. He ain't getting me.
I mean, like, in who in their right mind, honest to God, what is the selling point of Floyd in an exhibition match where his unbeaten record isn't on the line, and he's facing a guy that he used to spar that no one ever heard of? What is the selling point?
Julius, you know the pay-per-view that he sold with Logan Paul? Most of them came for to watch Logan Paul.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
facts.
90% of it came to watch Logan Paul fight the so-called best Mayweather or 50-0 Mayweather. These are the people who follow Logan thinking like, yo, he's fighting someone big, like he's the greatest boxer of all time.
Yeah, because
So that's why he came.
no boxing fan is gonna want to pay for that. Like, bro, why would a boxing fan who wants to see people fight buy that? That's not a real fight. He's a YouTuber. He's retired. This is an exhibition match, so nobody could get knocked out. Why the fuck would anybody buy that?
But Jules, I haven't answered the earlier question that you asked. Like, why would Floyd fight Dom? It's like, oh, because Floyd's desperate to not be forgotten about, so he's doing it so people don't forget about him.
Nah, that doesn't even that.
It's a stretch, but nah, you know what's funny though? He is envious and jealous because right now Conor McGregor could come back, fight just a regular guy, and still sell 1 million pay-per-view buys. Right
You
now.
know that I don't even know if he sold 1 million with Jake. I wonder. Maybe
I heard
Jake.
those numbers were dubious. I heard that that is not a It's
I heard that. That's why I wonder because I heard that they're like, yo, they talking it up. Like, ain't no motherfucking way. If you looked at the event as it was playing out, bro, it's raining outside. Luis Arias and Jared Hurd, they slipping and sliding all over the ring. It's like, yo, the shit was like cringeworthy. Like, bro, like this is sad. Like, this is what Mayweather has been reduced to. This kind of haphazard shit.
Jules, it was like the boxing guys was trying to literally stop that fight while just that event, while it was happening. It's like we gotta the broadcast was going out, it was raining. Like
Bro, and then it's like, yo, you supposed to be this distinguished boxer that everybody idolizes and everybody aspires to be like this guy. Or at least that's how he likes to sell himself or put himself out there. But bro, you looking real goofy waltzing with this YouTuber, bro. Unless it was for you to just beat the shit out of him legally, this is not a good look. It's not a good look for you to be in there with him. It's not. It doesn't look fun. You look old and uncomfortable, and he's a YouTuber. Nobody take him seriously. Nobody expect him to do nothing. The only guy that actually has something to lose is you. And you looking crazy out here doing that shit.
Julius,
Go ahead, Leo.
there is another retired athlete that have the same treatment that Floyd Mayweather in the meaning of people. I feel like people admire Floyd Mayweather more about the amount of money that he amassed around the years, but not this character, not this personality, not for example, Muhammad Ali. Nobody is talking about how much money made in his career. Not even Tyson, not Evander Holyfield. When people talk about all those guys, they talk about, oh, this guy was excellent, this was good, and his story was great, his character, the determination, the courage that he showed in the ring. That's what people like about them. But
Hmm.
I feel like when people talk about Floyd Money Mayweather, they're talking about the money and
Hmm.
nothing else.
Yeah.
And
Floyd
I
does.
mean,
Floyd. Let's just be honest. For as skilled as he has no iconic moments in the ring in terms of back and forth wars that every great has to have. Let's call it what it is. That's what it is. That's why
let me
they love
say,
Ali. That's why they love Joe Frazier. That's why they love Tyson. That's why
listen,
they
this
love
is an
Holyfield.
example. This is a good example of how Leo's point is very true. George Foreman made an obscene amount of money in the second stage of his career. He made a lot, and I mean a lot of fucking money. But when George is brought up, he's not brought up for that money though. Nah, they talk about how he was a monster, yo. Like he beat the fucking shit out of Joe Frazier. He had a war with Ron Lyle. In the second stage of his career, he still hit hard. One of the all-time great punches of all time in boxing. When George get brought up, that's the context of the conversation. Whereas a lot of times, and I'm not going to say that boxers don't admire Floyd because I don't believe that. I believe that because they know what it takes, a portion of them admire him, a portion. But when we're talking about just the fans, the only guys you really see talking about him is guys that's broke. Like, yeah, you broke. Of course you're going to admire that he got money because he fucking broke. If your main shit
And
is, oh,
another thing
Floyd,
about to add to
go ahead, go ahead.
to add to what you said about George, George doesn't have to say he made smart investments. The business
Nah,
world says it for us. The man made
it's
300 million with the Foreman Grill. He never once
exactly.
said that. It's all the business people saying it.
Yeah. Like literally, you can look all of it up. The amount of money that he made is nuts, but you never hear him talk about it. And you never hear, anybody on his side bring it up. It's the business world that tells you, like, yo, George Foreman was some hell of a businessman. And his second, when he reinvented himself and he came back, he was the real motherfucking deal as far as entrepreneurship. He was in commercials. He gave his image a complete overhaul. He was friendly. He's talking to people. He's smiling. The old people love him. The young people love him. Everybody love him. You know what I mean? That's if we're going to talk about smart investments and things like that. Like that was a smart investment. Also a Capricorn.
And he was the second. He was the second one they asked. They first asked Hulk Hogan to do the Hulk Hogan grill, and he turned it down.
Bro, I bet he regrets that fucking shit.
Shit, I got to grow myself. Wonderful.
Who
That's some
didn't
good
have
shit.
Who didn't have a Foreman grill though?
Bro, everybody had a fucking Foreman
I
grill,
used
bro.
one. At least.
Everybody in
Me
my
too.
everybody in my building had one of them shits. Just because it was George. Like, tú compraste el Foreman? Sí, sirve bien.
And to add to the Floyd shit, Jules, he's always been jealous of the heavyweights. Always. He shades them any chance he can get.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because he
And
always mentions, I took the throne away from them. I got attention on the little guys. I'm like, no, you didn't, bro.
yeah, and the other thing is, how could you say that you got attention on the little guys when no, you didn't. Sugar Ray Robinson did that before you. He's the one who got attention on the little guys. He's the reason we sit here talking about pound for pound because he was so fucking good. Ali himself said, yo, that dude is the motherfucking dude. You know what I mean? I don't want to just turn it into a hate, a Floyd roast session per se, but just addressing a lot of that stuff like, yeah, bro, like you well insecure because you shouldn't still have to say all that stuff. You're 46, bro, like 45, 46. You should be chilling, bro. You're not fighting on a helipad trying to get some exhibition match money. Like that shit just look tacky and awkward.
I mean, well,
Yeah,
Jules.
this is
If I had to pay women to be around me, I'd be insecure too.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, like
This is the
All right, fellas,
this is
that's a good
the
one. But
argument I brought up. This
Go
is
ahead,
the
go ahead.
argument I brought up
Damn.
when he fought Tenshin Nasukawa in Japan, and I'm like, how this is like I see I see his game. This is a gimmick fight, and people like casual boxing fans are like they're mostly are mostly friends of mine. They usually say like, well, he made a lot of money, and it's like as if he was going to contribute that money to your pockets, and it's like
well,
the people don't have a short sighted view of wealth.
Yo,
You know?
look, the other day I made a video saying that Spence has only fought once in the last 2 years. Motherfucker got mad at me for saying, stop hating. Bro, how is that hate? He
It's the
fucking
truth.
fought, he fucking fought once. Like, what do you want me to say? So when it come to Floyd, same shit. Oh, well, he made a lot. So fucking what? What the fuck does that have to do with what we're talking about, bro? And I reiterate, the only guys who admire that are guys who don't have money or are accustomed to not having money. Like, bro, why you keep talking about his money? Oh, I see. Because that's what you want out of life because you don't have that. That's why you admire that. You're not used to handling large sums of money. You're likely not the head of your household. You likely don't pay any bills, or the only bill you pay, if that, is your phone bill. It's not hard to see who these guys are because the other day, and I said it on the last slide, there was a guy that was saying, "Oh, Floyd gonna get money with this," and then the dude asked him, "Are you gonna buy that fight?" "No, I don't pay for boxing."
It's like this, man.
To change the convo, let's switch it up real quick.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Jules, when can we expect the Spence Ugas prediction video?
I want to do that maybe Thursday or Friday. I just want to look at Ugas one more time. I want to watch the Pacquiao fight one more time and the Porter fight one more time, and then I'll know. You know, I'll finally decide because just glancing at the fight, the matchup, it's like, bro, this dude is not no bitch. Like, even if you was 100%, you would still have to fight for this victory. You would still have to work. Even no car accident, right? No car accident, no eye injury. Even before any of that, this is still a guy that you'd have to work to get the W. So with all of that did happen, I'm like, bro, I see him countering the shit out of you is what I see. And he just fought a southpaw, literally. So he's had the prep. He just fought a southpaw, Manny.
A faster southpaw at that.
You know what I mean? And a trickier one because Manny bouncy shit is real tricky. So I'm like, yo, it's hard to just say, yeah, Ugas is gonna win the fight. It's hard to say that, but I'm like, look, at minimum, I feel like this is not gonna be easy. I don't think. I hope you took a lot of performance-enhancing drugs.
Are you gonna go live?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go live for that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go live for
like
that.
you said, just breaking it down real quick. I can't see. I'm from just the fundamentals. Ugas does everything from a boxing perspective better than Spence.
I think Ugas has a better corner than Spence. That's one of the main things for me.
I could see him winning 4 or 5 rounds easy just on controlling the ring generalship of dictating how the fight is fought.
And how Spence takes a punch is another thing that, like, he hasn't fought in a while, you know, so he might get off to, you know, and this is wild to me, but he might get off to a slow start because he hasn't fought in a while. We saw that with Golovkin, that, he's getting off to a slow start because he has ring rust to shake off. He's fucking 40. Here you got a guy, he's fought once in the last 2 years, hasn't fought at all in the last 12 months. He's coming off an eye injury. It's like, yo, dog, like, yeah, he's probably going to get off to a slow start. And if Ugas jumps on him, then it could be over right there. If Ugas jumps on him, like, no, before he gets in a rhythm, before he gets settled in and finds his groove and starts breaking a sweat, I'm going to jump on him and I'm going to try to take him out early. Because we know damn good and well I ain't going to win no decision.
Yep.
And Spence's last fights have all been against smaller guys, right?
Yeah.
And
because
if I'm Ugas, I jump on him the way Danny Jacobs jumped on Quillen after that long layoff. That's
exactly it. That's exactly it. Like, if he jumps on him and crowds him, if he tries to fight him, in other words, like later on in the fight, I could see Ugas fighting Spence the way he fought Porter, in the sense that he's going to counter him to keep him out. But in the very beginning of the fight, if he fights Spence the way he fought Omar Figueroa, where it was physical, where he was in his chest and rolling and decking him, hitting him downstairs, hitting him up, bro, that shit could be some shit. Be like, yeah, Spence could fucking... He hasn't fought in 12 months, bro. No. And he's an eye injury.
Because nobody was expecting Danny to just rush Peter like that in that first round.
Not because everybody thought that Danny would try to box because, he had got knocked out by Pirog. So they figured, nah, he ain't going to want to punch with Quillen. And that's exactly what he did. He punched with him in the pocket, punched with him. Corey couldn't take it.
Danny was such a fucking big puncher in his prime, though, wasn't he? He really was.
Yeah, he was. At middleweight, he was. WMMA says the Floyd Tension promoter said Floyd didn't even warm up backstage. Says all we need to know about these exhibitions and his attitude about them. Well, I'm just curious who they're really for, because they're not for boxing fans. Boxing fans don't want to see exhibition matches like that. So
No, they're for casuals that he wants to make money off of. That's about it.
do they even want to see that shit?
Probably.
So.
Well, Floyd does have a fan base. I mean, there are
I'm a part of that fan base, though, country. And I'm telling you, like, if it was Floyd in a fight, yeah, I'll buy it. Like, I bought all his other pay-per-views. I even bought the McGregor one to give you a perspective.
But some of them are still living in his glory days. So him fighting again, they're being nostalgic Nimrods, you know? They're reliving the glory days, and it's like, well, come on, it's done, you know?
People are still defending him like we're hating him for his money. It's like, no, dude, it's like you're just annoying, man. Like, if you're not building up Tank's career, you're not improving the health of your promotional company, you know, and you're not exciting fans with these fucking bullshit exhibition fights, just go away. Like, he used to have heat when it was in his prime. He had heat. Like, he beat your fucking favorite fighter, but now he has go away heat.
I agree. The homie Ricky says Ugas also doesn't have a great jab from the outside, and he fights too many times with his hands down. Ugas doesn't hit hard either, and he slaps a lot of his punches. He's throwing baseball pitches. I don't agree with you, because Sean Porter gave Ugas more respect than he gave Spence. Watch both of those fights. Porter couldn't crowd him the way he crowded Spence. He was struggling just to get close to him.
In my opinion, Ugas gave Porter a much tougher fight than Spence did.
If you're wondering if Jordanis Ugas can punch, watch the Sean Porter's face after he fought him.
Yeah,
you're gonna see that guy can punch. At least he has some snap. He has some pop on those punches.
Well, more importantly, how hard does he need to hit against a guy? Because he doesn't have to be the biggest puncher. You're talking about a guy that hasn't fought in 12 months, regardless of whatever. Ugas doesn't have to be the best welterweight. He just has to be better than Spence on the night. He just has to be better than Spence. Now, I don't know. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but maybe Ugas throws the fight. You know, I mean, it's just hard looking at a situation like that. It's hard looking at a situation like that and being like, yo, can Spence win under these circumstances? Spence hasn't knocked anybody else in Socampo. That was 3-4 years ago.
Didn't he try to say he knocked he tried to say he wanted to knock out Mikey and Sean and didn't do it?
He said he couldn't. He said he couldn't knock him out. He tried 2 times in a fight.
Hey, did you guys see a video where Spence was saying he was on borrowed time at all? Because I could have swore I saw one where they.
Yeah, he did say that. He did say that. He did.
It was in an article, I think, earlier this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He did say that.
That's telltale of his injuries. Then, right there. He knows.
I mean, country. This Saturday, it's gonna be like the burning question is gonna be, what is the healthiness of that retina? You know, is it fully healed? That's what I want to know, because there was a lot of skepticism surrounding that injury.
I mean, how confident? I want to read. I want to read the room, Leo. How confident are you? You know, what's your take on that fight, and who do you think is going to win that fight? And how confident are you in that prediction?
A ver. I would like to say Ugas wins that fight, but I could see Spence winning that fight. But even if he wins, it's gonna be a long layup. I think Spence is gonna get hurt. Look, I think Spence is solid enough to last 12 rounds with one eye. you not get knocked out.
Oh,
I think he could do it. I think he could do it. But fight 6 months after that? No. He's not.
Jay, all right, Jay, you know, just what's your take on the fight, and how confident are you in that prediction?
I'm not confident very much at all. And just my take is considering adding in the long layoff, Spence's retina injuries, I'm expecting him to struggle a lot, even if he does potentially get. Honestly, I can see this fight going the distance. I don't think Spence going to knock nobody. I don't really foresee anybody getting knocked out. If I'm being honest, it could go to the cards. I mean, but if there were to be a knockout, I would probably edge it to Ugas. I don't think Spence is going to stop Ugas, and so Ugas is pretty much. I mean, he's got nothing to lose. You know, he really doesn't. I mean, he's putting it all on the line here. And honestly, like we could see a knockdown. Spence could get dropped for the first time in his career. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, but just regularly, if I were to edge it, I'd say 55-45 in Ugas' favor. Maybe 60-40 Ugas' favor, something like that.
Dennis Flaherty says Ugas wins, Spence retires. Watch All Access. Virtuoso, what's your prediction and how confident are you in it?
Well, I could look at this fight going two ways, right? The first first through 2 or 3 rounds, can determine how the fight's going to go. Depending on what Ugas is going to bring to him. If it's become 1-2 pity pat shit, I'm gonna be Cuban school boxer, and it goes to the cars. Don't be surprised if they want undisputed between Crawford and Spence, because he was interviewed and said he does want that. He does want that final fight. He does want to, close out 147. So he's confident that he'll get that fight. But I still want to know what Spence is going to do to him after a long layoff. So I'm not confident, whether he's going to win, emphatically. But if it goes to the cards, don't be surprised if Spence hands gets raised.
I'm gonna go to country. Country, what's your prediction and how confident are you in it?
Wow. Okay, let's see. This is a difficult fight to call because there's a lot of factors involved with the eye and everything. And I agree with what Virtuoso was saying about the cards if it goes to the cards. So, if Spence is somehow able to weather it and his eye holds up, I think Spence will win on via points decision. But the thing is, Ugas is definitely going to bring his A game. And if he targets that eye well enough, we could see a late round stoppage, I believe. And the thing is that my worry for Spence is that he could turn around and end up being the next Lehman Brewster, because that same thing happened where the guy's eye got hit, Lehman Brewster's eye got messed up and he had to retire. And Spence is very close on that road.
And he's been talking like that too, country. He's been saying shit like that, like retirement sounding shit.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that whole statement that he made about I'm on borrowed time. Well, he's trying that tells me he's going to try to cash out as much as he can, and then he's exiting the sport because he wants to stay intact on what he is now, and he's hoping that it's not going to make it worse. So we'll see what happens. I think if he does win, I think he'll fight Crawford, and then after that he exits the sport.
I'm gonna go to Drew. Drew, what the fuck was Spence talking about right here? Do you see what that says?
Yeah, he was What are you cutting me off for? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
He was confused because Yellow Beezy.
No, I mean, I'm genuinely wondering what he meant by this. PBC needs to take the L out of lover over. What, he doesn't love PBC anymore? Or PBC doesn't love him?
I think he's meant to say PBC over.
No, yeah. I mean, look, says PBC needs to take the L out of lover. So does that mean that the PBC is over?
That looks like a drunk tweet to me.
Yo, man, I don't. It's gonna be wild this Saturday, bro. I don't know.
These guys are just mad cryptic, man. From Gervonta Davis to Wilder to this guy. Come on, man. Come on, man. Just keep it a buck.
It don't make no sense.
George says crooked out Elias Spence gets KO'd late. Yo, I don't know. Like listen. Honest to God, that is a very weird thing to say the week of your unification match. What could he possibly mean by that? I have no idea, bro. Does that mean that the Fox deal is over?
I mean,
Is
we'll
that-
find out after the fight's over.
I mean, it ain't like they got a fucking schedule or anything. Not on Fox.
Yeah, Fox be giving me fucking HBO 2018 vibes.
Yeah, real shit. Like, I mean, but it's easy to see that. Look, we're 4 months into the year of 2022. They don't have a comprehensive schedule of fights. The 1 or 2 fights they did have were joke fights, like Ortiz versus Martin. You know, like that's a joke.
Barrios.
Yeah, like, it's a fucking joke. I have no idea what the fuck that shit means, bro. Danny Garcia, hold on. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Danny Garcia is a better counterpuncher than who? Than Ugas?
Oh, he's a Spence fan. This guy's a Spence fan.
Yeah,
He's
it
a
gotta
Spence
be, because
fanboy.
I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
he's just saying a lot of weird shit. Like, bro, what fucking fights did you watch? Porter gave Spence a hard time. He didn't give Ugas a hard time. And don't talk about no fucking Danny Garcia. Who the fuck did he beat? Don't bring up 140 pounders. Don't bring me up a fucking 8-9-year-old victory over Amir Khan at 140. The fuck?
Maybe this is Spence's cryptic way of saying it's over.
Yeah, maybe he gonna throw the fight, get a belts to Ugas.
I mean, it's like because what Country was saying, like, you know, about that article about Spence, like saying like the what was he saying? The just he's on borrowed time. It's like maybe this could be like built-in excuses in case he loses. You think like maybe just pre-planned excuses?
Yeah, I don't know.
What were you thinking of when
fucking
Focus punching the fuck out of your eye? Oh, I'm just thinking about my ranch.
Think about my ranch.
Yeah.
My ranch dressing.
Summer retired, bro.
Maybe he'll come up with like a salad dressing. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say it now. People are gonna be surprised and shocked how easy Ugas makes it look.
Bro, don't talk no cash shit, man. Don't talk no
Ugas
cash.
is gonna make it look. No, Ugas gonna make it look. He gonna make it look easy. Spence fought nobody this big. He ain't fought nobody with this level of IQ and the deterioration of his body and the layoff. If Ugas doesn't throw the fight and he just comes to win and hungry like he did with Manny, I can't see Spence having nothing for him.
Oh shit! Look, Dennis Flaherty said, because I didn't see the All Access. Dennis says on All Access, he said he wanted to retire, but didn't want his kids thinking he was a quitter. If he really said that shit, I
gotta watch that.
I gotta watch that shit now. I gotta watch that. I'm probably gonna watch that shit on Thursday or Friday. But if he really said that shit, don't that tell you everything you need to know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
if he's
look at his
talking
body
like
language.
that, if he's
He
talking
don't
like
live-
that,
he don't live a
he
fighter
obviously knows what
lifestyle.
time it is. Yeah, he knows what time it is. He's not confident anymore. I don't think he knows.
No.
He knows.
And like Jules said, who's hungrier? Ugas is still trying to make his legacy.
Bro, shit.
Yeah, 35.
Ugas knows if I beat Spence, that's a $6-7 million payday versus Crawford.
Oh yeah,
basically.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even think it's a question that Ugas is hungrier. He is hungrier. You know what I mean? Like, he is, bro. Like, that dude ain't had it easy. He don't have no eyebrows. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers don't even know how you feel
I
about
was waiting
shit.
for that shit.
Oh man, every
Hard,
time,
bro.
Hey man,
Like, look,
we gonna send him a Sharpie for his birthday.
we gonna send him some eyeliner or some shit. B. He gonna be like Boy George, but from Cuba or some shit. Because it's tough. Like, Spence been in a car accident and he got a retina injury, but he still had eyebrows. Ugas has no eyebrows, bro. That's rough, bro.
Plus, he got one of his baby mamas in Crawford's DMs begging
Look
him
like
to knock
Shaquille O'Neal's. He looked like Shaquille O'Neal's thumb. That's what he looked like. Like Shaquille O'Neal's thumb. And the shit, most motherfuckers didn't even talk about that shit with Spence baby mother. That she was in Crawford's inbox. She was in his DMs telling him that Errol was a deadbeat and she want Crawford to fuck him up. That shit did not get enough airplay. Like, damn, B, Spence BM is grimy for that. Like, come on, B. You grimy for that. Don't even do that. Weren't Ugas last were all split decisions? Was it?
I think they were. Yeah.
Split decision, yeah.
Let me see. UD with Manny. Let me see. This fight before that, I forgot the guy, but that was a split decision. It was a split decision with Porter. Yeah, they were.
Yo, read that shit.
Oh shit! Wow, he kind of no, not gonna say that. I can say that.
Oh no,
Ah,
Nah,
bro.
somebody gotta read that
Hey,
shit, yo.
Yeah, Ugas
Ugas
looks
look
like
like
the,
the
looks
I
like
Am
the I Am
Legend
Legend
vampire.
vampires.
He do
Hey,
though.
That's
Like you can
funny.
see Ooga swinging off a light pole, 145th Street, swinging off a
you
light
know,
pole, hissing and shit.
you know what I'm gonna expect now on that Ring IQ prediction video? Cut up edit of fucking of that over Ugas's face.
Oh man.
Hey,
Nah,
but the
but on
funny
some
thing is though, B, they say Ugas got no power, but he had enough power to keep me from pressing, and Manny's face was fucked up after that.
nah, I mean, I don't buy it. The Ugas has like Ugas is not a pillow puncher. Like he can punch. Like he can punch, and more importantly, he doesn't need to be heavy-handed against. I think this version of Spence because when your head
No,
gets shook up like that for the first time in a long time, you gonna get woozy when your head gets shook up. Spence ain't been punched in a minute, man. He ain't been punched in a minute, and he only got
no,
to start sparring recently because last year he had retinal surgery. So he's only been medically cleared to spar the last couple of months. I don't even think he used to really getting hit no more. Like he
no,
might
not
not.
at all.
And
And
Danny doesn't count because he waited to the last round of the fight.
You're right. Ugas has enough pop to make him reset every time. That's all you need in boxing.
Man, I don't know. Are we really about to watch the biggest upset of 2022? Is
We
that this
might.
Saturday?
oh
It's
boy,
Oh no,
us.
no,
man.
wait.
We're
I
No,
gonna
say if Fury. I say if Fury gets knocked out by Dillian, that's
when
probably
you
gonna be the
got
biggest.
That's a big
look,
upset.
when you
That is
got
huge.
Ishmael Salas in your
remember it's
corner,
boxing.
you better go
Anything
for
can happen.
Gusto. You better go for Gusto when you have Ishmael Salas, man, because that dude is the upset generator.
He is the upset generator. That's really facts though. His fighters is always fucking shit up for somebody, bro.
And I know
Always.
Ismail's gonna say, "Look, motherfucker, this what you got to do."
Real shit.
Yeah,
He's gonna keep it real, and I like
this is
Ugas is
Texas we're
sparring better than
talking about
Spence.
too. This is
Facts.
Texas.
I mean,
Facts.
Derek James is a good trainer, but I don't see the hype.
I don't see the hype. No, I don't see the hype. I never saw the hype to be honest. Just because you have one good fighter. But and I don't say that to knock Derek James. I say that to knock a lot of high profile trainers. Like for example, Abel Sanchez is a decent trainer for all the shit he gets. How do I know? He had Joyce for a little while. He had Garcia for a while, and Garcia was a good fighter who didn't have no deep amateur background, but he was a unified champion in his division. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Abel's a decent trainer. He's not,
And
I don't think he's great, but he's a decent
no,
trainer. He's
Abel's a
decent.
good enough trainer to make champions. He had champions in every era. He had Terry Norris and the brothers, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, like he's not a great trainer. Like he's certainly I don't think he's a great, but I don't think he's as bad as people make him out to be. I think the same is true for Ben Davison. To some degree, it is true. To some degree, it is. It's like they give him a lot of shit because he's a douchebag, or really at times people make up their mind about somebody and don't give him a break. And he's one of those guys. Like they made up their mind about him for whatever reason. But for what it's worth, for a young guy, he has a good body of work and he trains some good fighters. So I mean, you can't hold him. How many guys that's young, that's trainers, got that kind of body of work? I ain't
Hey,
going to knock him.
I'll tell you something. If Devin beats Giorgio, he gonna get his flowers after that.
If Ben is
And
even
who else is
training
a
him,
good trainer? Manny Robles is a good trainer. He helped out.
underrated.
Underrated. He had Conlon and got Conlon ready for the pro game early.
Manny Robles is a
Underrated
good
trainer.
trainer. Manny Robles is a good fucking trainer. Mark Ramsey is a good trainer. Another guy who they don't talk about him in the prestige circles, but he got some good fighters. He trained some good fighters. What I'm gonna say is that what's happening with Ben is more or less what's happening with Eddie. That it's just the cool thing to shit post and shit talk that person because a lot of it don't like to me. It's like yo, it don't make sense to hate Eddie for what? What did he do? You don't think Conlon versus Wood was a good fight? That's what you're telling me. You not looking forward to Joshua versus Usyk too. You not looking forward to that. You didn't look forward to Joshua versus Usyk 1. You telling me that Frank Warren puts on better shows than Eddie Hearn? That's what you're trying to convince me of because he has one fucking heavyweight whose dick you want to suck. That's what you're telling me. Because
You know, it's
Frankie,
Jules. It's funny. I'm struggling. I'm wondering now if I'm gonna even buy Fury White because of the undercard is so horrendous.
bro, that
You know what I
shit is
mean? Like,
trash, bro. It really is
I'm
trash.
contemplating streaming it. If I'm being
No,
honest.
I'm not
No,
buying it
I
on
am.
principle that I got to pay more than the UK fans.
Yeah.
My thing is this. I thought that they were gonna put it at a discounted price because it's not prime time hours for a boxing match. It's in the middle of the afternoon or the evening or whatever. And it's like, yo, that undercard is really, really bad though, bro. Like it's really bad. It's shit. You only really need 36 minutes of Fury versus White if it even lasts that long. The rest of that shit, I could go the rest of my weekend and not watch them fucking fights. Ain't nothing on
Man,
there, bro.
I'll
Tommy
tell
Fury's
you
over
gonna
what.
sneak
un,
out the joint. I already know that.
over
They
Nigga,
gotta make
under.
a deal with
bro, the
like
chief
you.
support is low ball.
I never heard of those guys
Let
at
me
all.
ask
I'm
y'all
sorry.
this: over under 4 15-minute montages of Kriegel telling some story. How many are there going to be before the main event?
I don't know, bro. It's gonna be on ESPN, so you know Kriegel gonna be there. He probably gonna throw in some Berlanga featurettes, like
Oh
who
God,
Berlanga's
no.
that?
Oh God, no.
Oh man, Sing Sing.
And this is when I do a sit down interview with
N-
Teofimo Lopez.
Nah, matter
I'm
of
like,
fact, you know it's gonna be some John Fury, Tyson Fury featurettes. Because if Kriegel don't love nothing else, he loved that father and son shit, bro. And that's a father and son right there on the card, the main event, father and son. He gonna talk about how back when John Fury had hair, bro. John Fury looked like Orlando Bloom when he was young from Pirates of the
Yeah, he
Caribbean.
did. Oh, he
He
did.
looked just like that motherfucker, yo. That shit is crazy.
Didn't he say he was running for mayor or some shit somewhere?
Bro, imagine that
Like,
shit. All Ugas has to do is pull a Lennox Lewis and aim for Spence's eye. Ugas wins by TKO in the 11th or 12th round, and most if it's his main. I mean, it gotta be the strategy. Ain't no
oh,
motherfucking way you
can
go
I?
into the fight and you're not going to
You
target
know,
that eye.
since we're on the subject of Tyson Fury, I just want to recommend a video, a very funny video on Tyson Fury called "The Real History of Tyson Fury" by Proper Boxing. Check that out on YouTube. Very
But
funny
yeah,
stuff.
yo, on
and
some
by the way,
real.
Virtuoso, cool question, Virtuoso. You got a Twitter account, Virtuoso?
Yeah, I do. It's called David Does Twit. It's my name, David, and Does and Twit.
All this time I didn't
TWITT.
know. All this
Yeah.
time I didn't know his name was David. Hi, David. Everybody say hi to David.
Oh, what's up, David? What's good with you, man?
Hey, what's
Chilling,
up, man?
chilling, man.
Everybody,
See,
yo, everybody say hi to David. Just I
What's up,
never.
David?
All right,
Hey,
that's
David.
real shit. Motherfuckers is
Thank you.
figuring shit out here. But yeah, yo, Daniel Kinahan is innocent until proven guilty. U.S. sanctions on Dubai-based companies is not a power move. It's a joke. It's a joke. Like, yeah, yo, it's a joke, bro. Like that.
Jules,
That is you doing something. Nah.
Jules. Elisa's schedule. Are we going to see her 3 times this year?
That's the
If
plan.
everything goes according to plan.
But look, this is the thing. If Elem Khaled really retired, that does alter the plan because when I spoke to her, she said they want to get her out there 3 times. 2 of the fights was Mekhaled, who's supposed to be her mandatory, and then the Choi fight. I already knew I knew she was gonna be a keep busy joint. I just didn't know it was gonna be that soon. Like I didn't know it was gonna be like this week. I didn't know that. But in any event, if Mekhaled really retired, that kind of changes the plan because the plan was to fight her though. At some point, even if you offered her to fight now and she rejected it now, you could have maybe fought her later. But Mekhaled is saying that she retired, so I don't even fucking know. I'm gonna have to ask.
But the
What's wrong?
boxing commission's finally pissed her off too much.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people, I notice a lot of people, especially in boxing, man, they like to make something out of nothing. Like, it's not hard to see what happened. If Alicia was a late addition of the card, no, it doesn't hurt to ask LM, yo, you want to fight her now? You could always do it later, but it don't hurt to ask. Like, yo, you want to fight her now? That's all they did. And it was a dude in the comments saying, oh, they trying to age out Mekhaled. Motherfucker, you ain't never even seen Mekhaled fight. What? Fuck wrong with you? You never even seen her fight. Like I don't got nothing against LM, right? But Alicia beat her 7 days out of 7 on the fuck. Like what? Like what? Like bro, like motherfuckers just love making shit up in boxing. They love doing that shit. I'm like,
Too
bro,
many
man.
casual takes on this issue. I mean, come on. Can you really believe that Alicia's scared of Michaela?
Exactly, bro. Like you really got people believing that. Like you think Alicia is scared of Michaela Mayer, bro.
Stop it.
No,
And I like that
no.
this fight. I like that this fight is right away. It gives her time to come back if they want to put her on the AJ Usyk undercard.
Yeah, like it's to me, it's like I saw who they chose, and it's gonna be a fun fight. I haven't done the breakdown yet, but what you need to know about Edith, the woman she's fighting, is she's a come forward fighter that's never been knocked out and isn't scared to take a punch. And she's fought anywhere from I think feather to super feather. You know what I mean? She's fought at 130 pounds before. Tough lady from Argentina. We already know them Argentinian boxers don't play. All right, we already know that. We done seen enough to know they don't fuck around over there. They come to fight. So it's going to be a fun fight to watch. But the idea that somebody could sit here and say that Alicia gotta try to catch LM with her pants down, my man, you have never even seen that woman fight. What the fuck are you talking about? Never even seen that woman fight.
What's the deal with Mehalet? It's because she looks like she's down bad, like she has some kind of problem, financial problems.
Well, this is the funny part. She's supposed to be an MTK global fighter, which is what surprised me. This is the thing. And you heard I don't know if you saw the segment that I did. Something happened about 2-3 years ago, and it was fucked up. And it's just so weird what happened. Her team, without her knowing, they gave away her interim title. I don't know why
do that.
I have no idea. They
Wow.
gave it.
I remember that.
They gave it away, and then the interim title went vacant, and Katarina Tanders ended up fighting for it, and she won the title. And then, eventually she did go on to fight Terry Harper as her mandatory. That's the sequence, right? And throughout that, LM said that she got in contact with the WBC, and they was going to help her out. They was going to put her in a position where she gets to fight for a title, and she is in a position to fight for a title. Like the only one ranked ahead of LM in their ranks is Michaela. Obviously, Michaela's not the fucking mandatory because she's a champion. So LM more or less is in a position to fight for the title. But I'm like, yo, ain't you an MTK global fighter? So why isn't MTK calling the WBC for you to make sure that the fight happens?
I bet her team was the only one in boxing history that ever did that, because I've never heard of a team doing that.
That's what she said. She said they gave her shit away and she didn't know about it until after the fact. And I'm like, bro, it's only so many reasons I can think of that something like that would happen. But I don't say nothing because if I do, then I'm gonna end up putting a light on somebody that maybe don't deserve it. Because I'm like, why would your own team do that? There's only two reasons. The only reason, without blaming anyone else I can think of, is maybe they wanted to save on sanctioning fees because, if you're interim champion, you do have to pay sanctioning fees. That's one. But the other is, were you given a financial incentive to vacate that title so that someone else would be around to fight for it?
Like a Peter Quillen situation when he dropped the belt?
Well, look, this is what I'm going to say. This is what I know. Before LM fought that Brazilian woman who was unbeaten at the time, before she fought her for WBC interim status, guess who she was supposed to fight? Katarina Tanders.
Oh.
The fight never happened. They didn't fight, and LM went on to fight the Brazilian woman instead, and she beat her, and she became interim champion. After that situation happens where, the title mysteriously gets vacated. Nobody knows why, and who ends up fighting for it?
Yeah, it sounds hokey, man.
That sounds. Doesn't it sound funny, country?
Yeah, big time.
If you were supposed to fight her and that fight didn't happen, and then you fight somebody else, you get the interim, and then your own team vacates it, and then she fights for it right after it. Look, it all happened in the same year. It all happened in 2019. So it's like, that shit just looks funny. I don't want to blame nobody, but I'm saying that it does look funny, though.
Julius, una preguntita about the sanctioning fees from this boxing organism. These sanctioning fees are these are like concrete amount of money, or it's a
Percentages,
huh?
percentage, hmm
Oh,
percentage of the purse.
but what percentage?
I think it's not a huge amount, you know. It's not huge. Like, what is it, 10, 15%?
I
It's
think
not
10.
huge.
I think 10.
Yeah,
What?
it's not huge.
Okay, 20% is a lot. If you're winning like 50K.
No, yeah. Like you know, even 10%, but I mean, it's not close to 50. In other words, you know what I mean? Like, it's not 40%, and I know it's not 30%. It's like around 10, 15 range. I remember that. And you know, one reason that I thought of is, I don't know, maybe they vacated the title so that they could get out of paying those sanctioning fees. Maybe that's why they did it. But even that, it's like, nah, because then why would you have fought for it in the first place if you were
Yep.
just going to give it up right after? All of this happened in 2019, in the same year. She fought the Brazilian girl. I think it was in March. She won a belt. By the fall, Sanders and that same Brazilian girl is fighting for it. It's like, did her team? Because I'm gonna just say what I'm thinking. Did her team pay you to vacate it? Because it kind of
Wow.
looks that way.
Mm.
They paid
Yeah,
you to vacate it. They paid you to vacate it because they didn't want her to have to fight her. But they did want to fight for that interim title because then they could fight for the full title against Terry Harper. Because that's what it looked like. I don't want to. And once again, I'm not. It just looks that way because it's a very egregious thing to accuse a team of. That's why I didn't want to just put that out there like that.
Yeah,
But
but
Jules, by
it
the way,
looks
quick
like that.
question. About you said Alicia's fight with Batista was a late addition, right?
Yeah, late edition.
And I mean, like, tell me if you guys agree with that. I think they probably should have done this. Like, since it was a late addition, why not move that to the Katie Taylor Serrano card?
I 100% agree with you.
Nope. Come on, man. Yeah. That would have been
100%.
that'd have been perfect. Perfect. More
100%.
exposure. That's a much bigger fight, much bigger event. That would have got Alicia so much exposure than
Yeah.
she already has.
Yep.
I would have preferred to see it on that card, but at the same time, another part of me is like, look, we're 4 months into 2021. You know, we're in April,
Mhm.
and the fight with Terry, how many months ago was that?
That was back in November,
Yeah,
October, so late last year. Yeah.
So it just kind of feels like, yo, you know what? Let's just get her out there as quick as we can. Let's get her out there, put her in a fight, let people see her, because we feel maybe we're losing steam. You know, it feels like it's been a while since everybody saw her, and we want to build on that as soon as we can. You know what I mean? That, like, yeah, we could wait till April 30th, but why wait? Let's just get it done. Let's get her out there, because the sooner we get her out there, the sooner we can get her back out there, like maybe in the summer and then again in the fall or the winter. You know, just get it moving now. You know what I mean? Because Michaela just fucking fought. She just fucking fought. You know what I mean? So it just looks crazy if Michaela had a fight and Terry Harper, who you beat, she had a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I see what you mean.
it looked crazy. Like, nah, get her out there, let her fight.
So, Jules, it brings up this question: like, how close are we to a unification between Choi and Baumgartner?
Oh, I think that's gonna be. I honestly think that's gonna be towards either the end of the year, but at the same time, like I said, Elem Khaled, if she really retired, that might accelerate the plan, because she was part of the plan. Like I asked Alicia, you know, like what's the sequence? She's like, well, I'm probably gonna fight my mandatory, and then I'm gonna fight Choi. But if the mandatory retired, well, then I guess you're gonna fight Choi.
What is Choi even doing these days? I mean,
Taking selfies.
Yeah, we don't see her nowhere. I mean, she's not staying busy or nothing.
I'm following her on IG.
Last I seen of Choi, she had a fight in South Korea last year in September. Little small joint. Low
Simone
key
De Silva,
busy.
right?
Yeah, Simone De Silva, low key busy fight. She knocked her out, and that was it. You know what I mean? But I'm like, yo, Matchroom could at least, put Choi on a card. I don't care against, just put her in there with somebody, man. Like let people see her. You know what I mean?
You build her up a little bit so people can see what she's about. Then we could get the at least unification. So
yeah, because this is kind of wild. Like, look, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. That's 8 months, bro. Like, It looked crazy. Like, I ain't going front. But in any event, we putting it on Matchroom when we don't even know. Does Choi want to keep Busy fight? Does
That's a
she
good question.
want?
Does she really even want to unify?
Right.
That's the question. Because motherfuckers always put the responsibility on the person they want to attack. Like, they want to attack Alicia, so they're gonna put it on her. Well, what if Choi the one that's what if Choi is the one that's dragging her feet? Like, we don't know. Like, that's why you gotta chill and give people a chance. Like, don't jump to conclusions. Give people a chance. That's why when I see that they said late edition, right? That it's spur of the moment that they're adding her to the card. Well, yeah, it don't hurt to ask LM Khaled, like, yo, do you want to, are you able to do the fight now? It don't hurt to ask. The worst thing she could say is no. Like, no, I don't want to do the fight now. That's a week's notice. All right, cool. We'll come back to you then. We'll come back to you at a later date. It could have been as simple as that. Like, we'll come back to you then, and we'll see about doing it later on, like in a few months. It don't hurt to ask, but motherfuckers want to jump to conclusions and assign blame. I'm like, yo, y'all motherfuckers, like, you never even seen Matt Khaled fight, but you already jumping to conclusions about the shit. The fuck wrong with that?
Yeah, but Jules, what did you say? You stay ready, so you don't have to get ready.
When
Right,
Ruiz,
right.
when Ruiz got the motherfucking wasn't Ruiz versus Joshua short notice?
Yeah.
Yep.
He fought Demchenko like literally like that April, like a couple months prior. So yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers, like I said, motherfuckers just make up their minds about things and people, and you could see that it's not their intention to be objective or fair. You already made up your mind, and you're just rationalizing ways to attack somebody that you don't like. Look, for all the shit I say about Michaela, I always say I can't knock her for wanting to fight them. I can't knock her for wanting to fight Choi. I can't knock her for wanting to fight Alicia. But the shit is that they was already real courteous to you. More courteous than Top Rank would have been if the roles was reversed. They sent you 2 champions. They sent you Bratnitska. They didn't have to do that. They could have been like, no, you the fucking challenger. She the champion. You come over here. They could have did that. But they didn't do that. They not here. You the mandatory. Here you go. Oh, you want to unify with Maiva? They offered Michaela a fight date, an earlier fight date. That's what I remember from the shit. She didn't want that one. She wanted the show to be a Top Rank show. Okay then, but they sent her to you, didn't they? Now, when are you gonna cross the street? That's my question. Because everything can't be that. Oh, everybody got to go to Michaela. Nah, they already sent you 2 champions. When you going to do what they did? That's being fair.
And the other thing is the financial issue.
Yeah.
Because, okay, let's say if you are from a female fighter, a female boxer from Argentina. If you won, I don't know, 100K. 100K in Argentina is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking... I'm not trying to teach my brother.
No, yo sé, lo vecino, pero la verdad, eso es mucho dinero.
Inflation in Argentina is crazy. You might buy a fucking city with 100K in Argentina. You might, but if for someone from Argentina is watching, don't worry. Chile is trying to count with you guys. We're gonna be there in a couple of years. Don't worry. But if you are from America, on other places that are doing good, 100K, 200K, it's not a lot. So you might get busy and try to win those purses, because these girls are not winning 1 million per fight. You can chill out the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You have to bills to pay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, some of these girls. Okay, if you're not from a big promotional company, you cannot get dates. That's why I was asking for Mejalet.
Bueno,
is he having problems getting dates?
Yo no entiendo la situación de esa niña, porque she's a MTK global fighter. MTK alguna veces, they do their own fucking shows. They're about to do a show with a couple of their own fighters. So yo no entiendo, how is she a MTK global fighter, pero no le ponieron presión al WBC to order the fight? Parece que no, porque no lo ordenaron, ¿no es verdad? They didn't put pressure to order the fucking fight. A la misma vez, yo, they're not putting her in a show to keep busy, and they have a show with a girl named Nina Hughes and a couple of their other fighters. Y yo no entiendo, like, I don't understand. Y el otro día, this is the funny part. She says that she's retiring, that she's, you know, she's going to teach, that that's her new passion, que parece que se va a retirar. Pero el otro día, and we're not talking about like a month ago, we're talking about a couple of days ago, she was on Instagram shadowboxing. Tú estás haciendo eso ¿por qué? Porque te vas a retirar. Then what are you, if you're retiring, what were you doing in the gym a couple of days ago?
I believe it when I see it.
This is what I mean, Jay, that I'm like, yo, are you retiring or are you just being dramatic? Like, because you were in the gym a couple of days ago.
She was feeling blue and okay, maybe no, I'm not gonna say she drank or something, but maybe was feeling bad and okay, fuck this boxing shit and
okay, lo que yo estoy diciendo es, cuando tú llegaste a esa decisión that you're going to retire, when did you arrive at that conclusion? When they called you? When you fuck this, I'm retiring. When they called,
honestly, this could be an emotional response because like she doesn't like how things are going. She's been, you know, hard done by, stuff like that. She could just be saying this to maybe draw attention or just maybe, you know, it's because it's an emotional response. We all do it. We've all done it at times. I mean, we're humans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could be that. It could be that. Who knows? So
yeah, but I mean, even with that, you know, you're waiting for the shot, you know, and you don't like that they tried to give you the shot the week, you know, on a week's notice. I get all of that, but it's like you didn't lose your shot though. You didn't lose your shot. You still have your shot. If you don't want to do it now, then you don't do it now. Simple as, you know, don't do it. And like, no, I'm not going to fucking take that fight on a week's notice. I need a proper camp, you know, and, you know, you wait for the shot. For you to say that, well, no, I'm bowing out, I'm retiring, and I'm going to go teach. I'm wondering, did you arrive at that conclusion before you got the call or when you got the call? Because you were in the gym. Because you were in the gym the other day. Literally the other day. So if you're retiring, what are you in the gym for?
Julius, what do you really think about that? Because
Julius, what's your take?
No. Let me do this. What do you think about when someone says, for example, the Devin Haney situation? He signed a multi-fight deal with kind of top rank for these fights in Australia, and he got fucked. Let's say it. He got fucked.
He did.
But the thing is, for me, okay, but it's not your promoter. Your promoter is supposed to bear for your interest.
Yes.
But the other guy is, in other ways, the other guy, the promoter from your enemy, the reason.
No, yo sé lo que está diciendo que it's not Lou DiBella's job to offer Devin the best deal. It's not. I said it. It's not Lou DiBella's job to offer Devin the best deal. It's Lou DiBella's job to get George the best deal, to make sure that George is in a good position. It's not Lou's job to make sure that Matchroom or DAZN get the fight. That's not Lou's job, and he doesn't have to do. And I don't hold it against him either. Like, no, if he felt that, you know, dealing with Top Rank is better for him, hey, it's a free country and it's an open market, and if that's how he felt, he's within his rights to do that. No criticisms.
Okay, Julius, but is your promoter deal to fuck the other guy up?
Yes.
Can we say that? Yes. Okay.
Yes. Easily. Because I mean, if we're gonna be real, right? Because a lot of people don't like to be honest, and you know that I'm real big on honesty. I think all of you know by now that I'm very big on honesty. It is their job to catch you at an inopportune time. It is their job to make sure that their fighter is in the best position possible and you're in the worst position possible. It is their job to do that. It's all about leverage. But it's not just, but hold on. It's not just boxing. That's fucking life, bro. That's everything. Timing is everything. And that's why you stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So that when they come around, yeah, they think they caught you with your pants down. No, they didn't. Go ahead. Give me the
I got
fight.
a question. I got a question. I mean, how fucked over is Devin Haney really when he chose to take that? I mean, yeah, it's a bad deal. I agree, but he chose to do what he had to do and sacrifice what he had to sacrifice in order to get his shot. And so I don't view him being as effed over, you know, as much because he chose to do it. Yeah, he was in a bad position, but he knew what he had to do and he did it so he could get the fight.
I mean, I agree. No, wait. Let me. I agree that he made a decision, and we can't cry about it because he made that decision. He had a choice: take the deal, don't take the deal. He took the deal, so let's not. You know, I'm with you 100%. I'm with you, but what I'm saying is that in terms of deals, right? Is that a deal that benefits Haney? No.
No,
It doesn't benefit Devin to have to go to Australia 2 times. Even if he wins, he still has to go. And that means he has to make 135 2 times. Bro, I don't know how healthy he can make it once, let alone 2 more times. So that it's not a great deal. Yeah, we can say it's not a great deal without throwing a pity party because I see what country's coming from. Let's not throw a pity party because he had a choice and he made his choice. So I'm with you on that. That no, I'm not going to throw nobody a pity party, though we can acknowledge that it's not a great deal. It's not a great deal.
It's not ideal, but it was the best decision out of all the decisions.
Yes.
Yeah, and
yes.
It was.
And
let's be fair.
And it's
Devin
not
Haney don't-
it's business. That's all it is. It's not personal. It's
Exactly.
business.
But Jules,
Devin
but
is
guys,
smart
let me
enough.
let me broach this.
Hold on,
Yeah, let me
Devin
bring
is
this up.
smart enough to know that if I win at least the first fight, I could say I can't make 135. Fight me at 140, and he has the leverage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to touch on. I would say, let's say like Devin manages to win the first fight, he can just vacate his belts, and is he still like contracted to it's
I
what
don't
you think?
I don't look because this is the thing. This is the thing. If he wins the first fight and George exercises a rematch clause, I don't know that Devin could just abscond the 140 and not give him his fight. I don't bro. That's
he'll be held by the contract. So
that's what I mean. That he might
they'll be like,
Was it? But wasn't Floyd contracted to fight Oscar in a rematch? But
and he fucking retired, bro, for 2 years.
All right, here's the thing, Jules. Here's the thing. Let's say he has to honor the fight. He doesn't have to make weight.
No, that's true. But there's probably a penalty in there,
and that's okay. And us as boxing fans won't hold it against Devin for not making weight. It's all right. You have the leverage. What are they gonna say? No fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's it's this shit is, but that's why I love it though, because it's like a puzzle. That's a part of it. That's a part of it that I love. They're like, yeah, everything leading up to the fight is a battle in and of itself. And I know that a lot of people, because they don't have the mind for it, they don't appreciate that the way that I do. They're like, no, everything is a battle, bro. Making the fight is a battle. The leverage tactics are a battle. All of it. And it's, to me, it's fascinating, that entire situation. And that's why I give him credit, because this is not a great deal by any stretch. This is a pretty shitty deal for you, but he took it. I he took it. I respect it.
I know I said before I have no horse in the race, but it's because of all this, like all these factors. I really want Devin to win, man. I want him to pull it off. You know what I'm saying?
On one end, if he wins, I'm happy for him because he's young and he lives up to what people think he can do. But on the other end, for all the guys on Twitter that annoy the fuck out of me, it gives me I win either way. I don't lose anything. If he wins, great. If he loses, I get to laugh at you guys.
Yeah, you're bigging him up so much.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, because what I hate about the American boxing fan is how xenophobic they are, and how they don't realize that a lot of these foreign fighters that come here, like George, right? They have no leverage. You okay jerking motherfuckers. You okay with the unfair shit until you are on the other end of the unfair shit. Then you want people to pity you and feel sorry. Like, no, you like the unfair shit when it benefits you. But when it doesn't benefit you, oh, that dude, look, win or lose, he paid his dues. He did. He went to UK for Lee Selby. He came to America for Teofimo Lopez. He won the belts. Is it too much to ask that he get to fight at home? Is that too much to ask? That's what you would want. That's how any American fighter would do it. So why you want him to bend over for these bums? No, do your thing, George. Do your thing for as long as you could do your thing.
George made the decisions that Haney just made. George had to take shitty deals till he got leverage.
Yeah.
To get where he is. To get where he got to eventually.
Yeah, and if Devin beats him under those circumstances, you know what? It makes the victory that much sweeter. That I wasn't scared to go to Australia like Teofimo. Remember, the fight could have happened sooner if Teofimo would have went to Australia. He didn't want to do that.
But now Teo said, nah, fuck that shit.
All right, so if Devin beat him in Australia, the victory is that much sweeter. Like, bro, I ain't scared to travel. I ain't these motherfuckers. I ain't scared to travel. And if I travel and I win, it's that much bigger. I beat you on your home turf. A lot of guys that won belts, they can't say that. I won mine on the road, bro. I won mine on the road. I'm the road warrior. I'm Mad Max, Tina Turner, Beyond Thunderdome. That shit, that's dope if he win. If he lose, you could be happy for George. Just like if I get my prediction wrong, right? For example, right? Let's say I think Charlo's gonna knock Castaño out, right? That's what I think. If Charlo wins, yay, I was right. If he doesn't, I'm happy for the Argentinians. Why? They got an undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. That's dope. I know that's gonna mean a lot to them that they got that in this era, that they shining, because a lot of male champions is not coming out of there right now. Brian is one of the real good fighters that they got. If he proved me wrong and he win, hey, that's fucking beautiful for them. You could be happy for them. There's too many motherfuckers that like, yo, they mad just negative about every fucking thing. Like, no, bro, it's dope if he win too. It's dope that we get in the fight, bro. All of it is good.
Because if Devin goes through this top ranked contract undefeated, he A-sides everybody. Are the young cats at 140 now?
Yeah, and you know, if he comes through the fight, you know, he's a top ranked guy. If he comes through the fight, he could decide to be a top ranked guy. He could decide to go back to being a matchroom guy, but he will have had the kind of fight that we wanted Davis to have, but he never fucking did it. Being 3 or 4 years younger than Davis, because Devin is a young guy, bro. He ain't but 23 or 24, but he'll show that, like, nah, I'm really that fucking dude, B. I'm really that guy. The guy that they wanted to pretend that Davis was, or that they wish he was, I'm that guy. I did it on the road. I became undisputed on the road. That's dope. You know what I mean? Fucking Ryan Garcia, bro, come on, B. Like, that shit this weekend was, and I'm gonna give him a break because, you know, I believe in giving second chances. But it's like, bro, you had an opportunity to fight for a title and you walked away from it both times. You know, Devin has a chance to make all them guys look bad. He has a chance. So yeah, if he win, it's dope. If he don't, hey, I still get to laugh at you guys, so that's fun. You know, there's a silver lining in there, man. So it's all in that shit.
I mean, if you really want to break it down, Devin did Ryan's work for him already. He fought Linares while Ryan didn't. He was supposed to, and he fought JoJo. He beat him. Beat them both.
By the way, 2 things. One, rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried, man. He died today.
Man.
Oh
yeah, man. That shit is wild, bro.
I love Gilbert, man.
I remember Gilbert Gottfried. He was in everything when I was a kid. He was in everything, man.
And then the other thing was, I don't think Leo was finished saying what he was saying yet.
Go ahead, Leo.
Oh, about Devin Haney. Look, he has been making millions upon millions of dollars with no crossover fight.
Yeah.
So this deal, okay, it's a bad deal, but you became a world champion. It wasn't your fault. Okay, it wasn't your fault, but you became a world champion. without defeating a champion, and not haven't have a high profile fight till now, till this unification fight for the undisputed. So okay, you got a bad deal. So what? Everyone has bad deals when they start. You didn't have a bad deal when you start your career.
That's true.
Now you're having it.
That's true. Well, look, I agree with all of that, but you know what I said leading up to that like Devin is about to reach a turning point where he has to make a critical decision. That's what I said the week before that news broke, that he's at a place right now where he has to make a decision that will affect the rest of his career moving forward. You walk away from this fight, whatever the deal is, you walk away from this, you are 7-layer fucked. Fucked. You'd be fucked. You'd have nobody to fight at 135, nobody to fight at 140. You're not a Matchroom fighter. You're not under contract with them. DAZN does not owe you fights. Matchroom does not owe you fights. Just because they're willing to work with you, that doesn't mean they owe you fights. You know what I mean? So you don't take this fight, regardless of what you got to do to get it. If you don't take this, you are fucked. And he made the right decision. Like, yeah, this is a fucked up deal, but that would have been even more fucked up. So he made the right decision. Because he would have been
not on
fucked.
pay-per-view. You're not on pay-per-view. I can't wait, man. June 5th, it's gonna be lit.
Yeah, fucking regular ESPN. You can't fucking beat that shit, yo. It's gonna be early in the. Is it gonna be? No. They said they're gonna accommodate it. They're gonna do it at a time that accommodates a U.S. audience. That's what I think they said. So that's some dope shit too, yo. Australia, yo.
They're showing it live, right? It's gonna be live, ain't it?
Live shit, yo. It's gonna be fucking. It's gonna be
at least
beautiful.
it ain't
Bro.
like Japan where it's like 3:00 in the morning or
It's gonna be
something, you know.
kangaroos and
I mean, Australia's
koala
like 12,
bears
11,
and
14 hours ahead. I mean,
quokkas and locusts and all types of Australian shit, bro. And on the undercard, it's gonna be a koala bear versus a quokka. It's beautiful.
Jules is going to be drinking Foster's beer the whole day.
Foster's Australian. Do they even drink that shit? Yo, I'm gonna ask an Australian. I'm gonna ask Liam Rock. Do they drink that shit? Like, I don't know if Australians actually drink that shit. They probably don't.
Drink what?
Foster's.
I'll
I'm
ask.
sure
I know
they
an
do
Australian. I know an
somewhere.
Australian on Twitter. I'll ask. I'll check. Yeah, I'm curious.
I'm sure they do somewhere. They have.
I mean, it's saying that Foster's is Australian for beer is quite a statement. If I ask an Australian and they don't even drink that, like, I don't drink that piss. I don't drink that piss.
Well, I imagine it's like Coors in America, you know.
Yeah, but Coors has a rep, bro. Like, even I know everybody don't drink Coors, but Coors still has a rep. Like, yeah, some guys are Corona guys, some guys are Samuel Adams guys.
Pioneer pissing in a stream. I mean, come on.
No, I mean, look. I'm just saying that I don't have to look too hard to find some Coors guys. Like, you got some Michelada guys, you got some Dos Equis guys, you got some Corona guys, some Heineken guys. There's Coors guys, and you don't have to look that hard to find them. But if I ask an Australian, yo, is Foster's really Australian for beer? And they say no.
Wow. But no, fellas, but I've been looking at George on Twitter. Honestly, like, I got a good feeling this is gonna be Devin's toughest fight. I mean, because he training like a demon, man. He gonna bring it.
He's been training. He's been training since the last fight, bro. He hasn't really left the gym.
I mean, like, I think it is. I mean, I think the ego kind of got to him a bit while watching the press conference. His ego's kind of a little out, but he still got the determination and the hunger. I'll say that. So
Danny Lopez says they don't drink Foster. You know that for sure, that they don't drink Foster's Australian for beer. They love ginger beer. You lying?
Ginger Jamaican, man.
Yeah. Like, I drank that. It's a Jamaican spot over here. They got ginger beer. It's actually good though. It's good.
It is. It really is. But no, that's a Jamaican thing. That ain't an Australian thing at all.
Yeah,
they may like it, but that's not Australian.
Yeah. Like, it's a Rasta spot here. My wife wanted to get she wanted to get a beef patty with cocoa bread. We went in there. I drank. Yo, that shit was actually good, bro. The ginger beer. It was actually it was good. But I don't think it's some Australian shit though. But yeah, they're gonna have a kangaroo and a quokka fighting on the undercard. And it's gonna be a dingo and it's gonna be a dingo and a wombat.
Hey,
That stadium
Jules,
about to be packed. I already know.
I just tagged you in something on Twitter.
Let me see.
Julius, you're
Them
nuts.
Castaño Charlo tickets ain't moving at all.
Oh
shit.
no.
Say what?
Oh shit.
Whose tickets ain't moving?
Unseasoned. Those who don't know, follow Unseasoned Tickets on Twitter. He has the inside scoop on all the gate stuff, and he's saying they did the same thing this past weekend in Vegas with tickets starting at $75 for Lubin versus Fundora, so they had to hand them out. Apparently, all four sides are the same. Please help PBC with these $100 entry fees in the nosebleeds.
Wow.
Damn, bro.
Mm.
Them shits is not moving, bro. Yo, look, man, it's fucked up, but that's what happens. What did we just say at the beginning of the show, bro?
They
You
begging
can
for
have
spectators.
you can have channels that love the Charlos, right? It counts for nothing if they're not actually paying to be there or paying to, or actually, subscribe to a channel that shows the fight. Like, there's lots of channels that have lots of subscribers. That doesn't equate to lots of money. It doesn't always
Yeah,
equate.
where they at? Where they at? Why ain't the fight? Where they spent? Where they at? Where they go?
And that's what happens when you cater to a fan base that brags about stealing the fights.
Yeah, literally. Because the dude that was talking, I didn't forget that was last week. The dude that was talking about how cool it is that Mayweather's gonna make all this money fighting on the helipad. It was so hilarious. It was like something out of a sitcom. Are you gonna buy the fight? No, I don't pay for boxing.
I mean, see, to me, it's like with Canelo. It's like with Canelo Plant, right? I wasn't happy that the fight was on pay-per-view, but I still bought it. Got my receipt though. So
yeah, like I'm not happy that the undercard of Spence versus Ugas is Cruz versus Gamboa, but I'm still gonna buy the fight.
The fuck were they thinking? Gee,
I don't know, bro. Like, I honestly, like, bro, that is such a shit, bro. How is this the chief support? How? Who the fuck wants to see Gamboa box?
Like, dude, at this point, he's just being passed around like some kind of spliff or some kind of about a young lightweight. I mean,
Gamboa must have dirt on somebody.
Gotta be.
He's a utility tool at this point, man. Everybody's just using him for whatever their purpose.
He's a wrench. He's a wrench. That's all that they pass around.
Yeah.
M.A. Bustamante says some of the older boxing cats in boxing should look at the young buck and learn how to build a legacy. I respect that kid's move. Yeah, definitely. On that note, gentlemen, I'm gonna go to sleep and go rub my wife's ass. For those that are so fucking because
sounds like a plan.
It was some fucking weird dude talking about, oh, you be interviewing. I'm like, bro, he literally mentioned, I'm like, yo, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like 12 a.m. where you live, and this is what you're doing with your time. What I'm about to do with my time is rub her ass and squeeze it.
It was all part of your secret communist plot.
I'm gonna squeeze your ass.
Hey, Jules, one more thing. You going live for Ben Van Heerden?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Ben
Heerden's trying to talk his shit, trying to talk up this fight. I'm like, bro, you getting slept.
Bro, I can't even understand Van Heerden because of that accent. I'm going to talk to you. Fuck you. I don't understand what the fuck he be saying, bro.
Is Van Heerden getting knocked the fuck out?
Oh yeah,
I think so.
Quick pick because I don't even want to do a breakdown video of that. That dude is getting knocked out, bro. Later, early, that dude is getting knocked. If Ben can't knock that dude out, bro,
something's wrong.
Wrong.
He's telling you, yeah. I mean, because Boots was giving him the business before that fight ended early.
Yeah, my prediction for that is Ben by way of knockout. He's gonna knock that dude out. That's what I think. Without having to make a whole fucking 6-7 minute segment when we all that's everybody pick, right? Everybody picking Ben.
Yep.
Yeah. I just want to see Alicia. I just want to see Alicia.
No question.
I want to see really.
So they're cool because I don't want to have to do a segment on there. Like, yeah, you gonna knock that motherfucker out, bro? Like the fuck, like shit, gentlemen. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure,
gentlemen. Fellas, have a good night.
All right, country.
Always